Oh, rickety, 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 rickety. Right. It is time for the start of ALGS Year number 4. I hope y'all are excited. I know I am, man. Been waiting for this day for a while now. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. They do not have a multi-view thing up on Team Stream, so it looks like tonight we're just going to be hanging out, watching over on the Long Shot channel, which is perfectly fine. Easy 100 off what? $5, right? Oh, I have this muted, don't I?
What? Well, Shady, he finds the target.
Hey, that's going to be a punishing blow.
Tree is covered. Fly high to set by. The wraparound is perfect.
You know what? I want to pop out this chat real quick. Fuck, I can't right now because that. Now I can. Fuck.
What? No. Look, got overextended.
Hold on. Let me get us offline real quick for Steam, so we don't see everyone getting on and offline.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is the Split 1 Apex Legends Global Series Pro League, where we'll be covering all the action in APAC-South. My name is Lace, and I hope you have your snacks prepared and your faces.
I really liked Lace. She was on the
now, if that doesn't
Apex
tickle your
Rising
fancy, then
thing.
maybe our
Not the last
casters
one, but the one that
might.
I was
am
on
joined
2 times
here
ago.
with Genome and Dax. Hello, Genome. How are you feeling on this?
She's got really
glorious
good
day
energy.
One of
Big
the
fan.
League.
I've got so much energy, Lace. It's like it's been building up in me this entire offseason. I feel like a bear who's
Dax is a pretty good caster too. I do like the other guy a little bit more, I think, but he's pretty solid.
We're going to see here in APAC-South.
Exactly right. Now, Dax, do you think we'll see teams dipping their toes in a little bit, or do you feel it will be a full send 360 no scope up your Razor Scooter war in today's matches?
I feel like today we'll probably see the teams playing a little bit more loose than we're used to seeing in Pro League, but I mean that's kind of usual for APAC-South. Also, how's the broadcast volume?
I'd love to see
Chat.
what the pecking order is going to be moving.
We liking it. We loving it, Zai.
For APAC-S.
Exactly right. Exciting stuff. I wonder if they're as fueled on caffeine as we are. Let's hope so. But I know we're rearing to go. So let's have a look at the breakdown for Apex Legends Pro League.
The Pro League is comprised of 2 regular seasons.
I feel like we should probably go a little bit higher, huh?
The Split 1 regular season features 4 regions made up of 30 teams, seeded into
Although I
3
think
groups
that's part of
10
it is this
teams
right here.
each. Pro League teams will begin by competing in a triple round-robin format, where each group plays a match series against every other group 3 times. After these matches have been completed, the top 20 teams, according to the regular season standings, will compete.
All right,
in
Chaz,
the
this is
regional
day number
finals.
1.
At the conclusion of the regional finals, 40 teams,
We got A
including
versus
teams
B
from
today.
all
We're gonna be
6
seeing teams
ALGS
like.
regions will
Actually, I'll let this
qualify
play.
for the Split
In case
1
there's anybody who
playoffs.
doesn't know how it works out.
Yeah, so today we have Group A and B, so 20 teams
They're about to talk about
battle it out to the top. I know that was a lot of numbers and letters for people watching at home, but I hope that makes sense. Little fun fact, I quit school because I hated maths. But let's have a look at the only exciting numbers in our lives, the prize pool. So we're looking at double the prize money. So that means, you know, us casters
They
take
get plenty
half,
of
right?
prize
We're going to
here
take
in
half, and then they have the same
APAC-South.
amount as Year 3. No, okay, so APAC-South, that's it. APAC-South.
It's kind of cool to see APAC-South getting some
125,000
respect this
spread
year.
amongst teams. So you look at 20,000 for first, 15,000 for second. Dax, how do you feel about APAC-South being a major region for Apex Legends?
You took the words out of my mouth there, Lace. Major region confirmed. And come on, we had 5 of our 7 reps make it to the grand finals and champs.
Woo!
It really has been a long time coming. Gino has been one of the founders, really, of the region. He's been waiting for this moment to see a big.
I was gonna say, plus they had what, 4 different teams
That's it.
placed
Gino,
top
never seen
10 in
my
different
life. Were you
finals
on the
last year.
stage for ALGS? No? Okay, no, that's fine. Well, you can see our casters are ready and rearing to go. So let's have a talk about scoring. So for everyone at home, this is how the system works. So individual matches.
Is it just me, or should
ALGS
Genome's
scoring,
face
so
be
it'll
pulled
at
up a little bit to be in
12
line
points
with
for
everybody
first,
else?
9 points for second, a point
Especially
per
seeing as
kill,
like
and
he's
so
actually the
on.
tallest dude there.
Then teams will place in the traditional format will then be awarded split points. If a team places first in a series, they will be awarded 25 series points, 21 for second, so on and so forth. Genome, you have something juicy to tell us about bonus split points that teams can earn.
Yeah, so we've actually got a new rule coming in for Year 4 of the ALGS, and it's a little bit of a spicy one. It's a fun one. What it means is that teams who do exceptionally well can add to their split points after every series, and there's 2 different ways you can do that. If you win by more than 50 points, you get a bonus point. If you win 3 matches in a single series, you also get a bonus point, and then for every further match you win, up to 6 out of the 6 matches in the series, you also get 1 extra bonus point for those games. And I've got to tell you, this is exceedingly rare. I actually went back through and looked at the stats in all of APAC-South history, and this has only happened 4 times. In the entire so maybe
I didn't know they changed that. That's interesting. So they're doing an extra point. Yo, what up, Whoops? So they got an extra point for
was actually 0 and Jen Burton when they were playing for
when they win and if they win 50% of their games.
That's just exceptional.
I didn't know they made that change this year. What up, Whoops? How you doing, buddy?
Bonus split points as our competition is looking a little tantalizing this year.
How were
we
the
have teams such as Dreamfire,
Bandits on Wheels
Gaming,
games today?
Wonton Dumpling.
Those y'all who
list,
have been keeping track of your boys overcasting with Whoops you a couple weekends over the last like month between the draw and Bandits on Wheel.
Because they'll be in Group C. But
Whoops is a hell of a
this is
Rocket League caster.
Another team to keep your eyes on is
I know we got some people in here who enjoy
so
the rocket car ball the way I do.
Cracker of a day in
Make sure y'all check him
they
out.
were really focusing on rotation, placement, and picking up as many kills along the
Remember,
way.
Legends Gaming Chat is the former Black Hand squad.
But if teams can
They
secure
got picked
like
up by a new
kills
org.
as well, then they're set to be a huge contender.
One thing to keep in mind is they've been having to play without strafing Flame a lot the last couple weeks during preseason. I don't know exactly what he's got going on, but he had to take a little bit of a break.
A team that I
Divine is a team to keep an eye on too.
Thinking about so far is
with
Divine.
Pricey.
These guys have really caught my eye as a couple of guys who are, you know, they're stalwarts of the region, right, Lace? We've got 3 different players who have come from 3 different teams.
I think they
so
all
Pricey,
have
of course, who came from
finals
mostly
experience.
out
Shady
on
and Pricey both
championship.
have top 10
Then
finals
you've got
experience
Wade.
last year.
He got his first. Was he first or second taste of land?
I think it was his
He was
first.
playing with Tom Young Kung, and then you had Shady, who of course has been performing all year with Onyx. So you've got 3 guys who have done pretty damn well. You know, including Pricey, who obviously is one of the top players on the region, and in the past, as you can see, has been.
I would probably say Pricey is one of the most underrated players in the well.
So Divine,
hard to say after his break. Before his break,
like
at the end of Split 2 last year, I would probably say Pricey was the most underrated player in the world.
Yeah, and if you've performed on Moist Esports, we all know their victory story, and they left us. You know, APAC-South has such amazing contenders and players in this region. You know, you've seen it from Moist, you've seen it from Dark Zero, and I do hope Pricey can, you know, get everything that they've learned from Moist and playing with you know, Waltzy and stuff, and move forward and get that sorted. And Dax, tell us who you are keen to see rise to the top.
Well, why you gotta paint it so tragic?
I think Boogie Borders will be another team in the region to keep an eye on. Chat. A lot of the former Onyx team, and then they picked up.
But with Moist leaving, it does leave
Panayi.
wide open. And of course, what team did we see perform in Champs last year? Then known as Blackhand,
who was the third
in
from
the offseason,
Iron Blood
right
Gaming back when Strafing and Player K were over there.
Everything is left unchanged. You still have Strafing Flame, Easy Flash, and Player K together. The team that has shown the world that MNK needs to be respected still, having some of the most incredible KP games all the way back in finals, number 3 overall in Champs, and there were only
that
one
boy Strafing Flames my IGL champ
from actually taking that whole championship. If they only got that big win over TSM, there is that potential, and my eye still is on Easy Flash. He has been the prodigal son all the way from Indonesia. He has become one of the best players in the world, basically. And what has really impressed me throughout his run from last year is that he's getting even better and better. One thing I noticed during the fights, besides his impeccable aim,
I'm gonna take
he has
this
such great aptitude for the game, and he's so good at using jump peaks, using
pop
walls
it
to his
out
advantage.
for me.
His parkour movement is also unparalleled from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and you know, I love an MNK team.
Oh, and now
I'm
we're
not trying
stuck
to be
here.
Biased. My carpal tunnel's telling me that I love MNK too much as well. But you know, I've been absolutely obliterated by this team. I come across them in rank all the time. Their cohesion and stuff is just, I blink and I'm dead and I'm a death box. And you know, it's amazing to see these teams really do this. I've been keeping up with recent scrims, and I'm going to go for the Boogie Borders. They've been performing consistently, so this could
Why
be
does
their
my
rise
Twitch
to
always
fame if
act
they
so
can keep
weird?
this performance up in Pro League matches. I can't
just
say
wanna
that he went
pop
near
out
their
the
pro
chat.
level,
That's all I
but
want.
again, another team I've come across in ranked,
all
and I'm
good.
just yeeted back to the lobby as a death box. And with their strong duo of Raki and Fussy from the previous roster, Onic, they finished 7th in the playoffs in
'Cause
year
it's
3.
Twitch, true, though.
Adding
True,
Panna to the
whoops.
mix, I have high hopes for this team moving forward. All players have the most actual LAN experience and individually show top-tier results. Boogie Borders I've known to fight edge and play zone, so if they can keep their cohesion tight, I believe
Yeah, they're
this is a
interesting
team
because
to
they play
keep
like
your
more of a
sights on, but
hybrid
I
play
know
style
we're
just
rearing to
based
get
off
started. Our
of
first
where
match
zone
of the
is.
day
Like you'll
is
usually
on
see some teams
Stormpoint.
either
We
opt
know
for
where
hard
we're
zone or
going,
hard
we know the teams, and we're
like
ready for the
edge.
action.
For Boogie
Let's
Borders, they
get
just
into
land
it.
and if they're a long way away from where the
We're
zone's
still,
gonna be, they play
we're like
edge. It's actually a
couple
really
of minutes
nice.
away from the lobby starting up.
Oh well, let's have a watchful eye. We'll have
Restart.
a watchful eye on these
Chat,
teams we've
restart.
just talked about. And maybe speaking
Got 'em.
of watchful eyes, where are the teams landing? Do you know many drop spot contests we're looking?
Oh, we've got
forward
like a
to?
triple
That
contest
is
over
a
at
good
Fissure, I think,
question.
right? I
We've
saw
got a couple.
Brad
We're gonna
post.
I think we're starting out on Storm Point today, so there should be a couple there. I think we're gonna see Ash Esports, who's a new team coming in, potentially going up against Serenity. A couple of Australian rollers, one M&K.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull up,
Jurassic Park. Of course, you know, it should be noted.
the
Storm Point has drastically changed since last year.
graphic that
if you guys
Brad
haven't
posted
had
earlier.
A chance to jump in much after the update happened. I think there's maybe
Brad's
what,
the
like
guy
7
we
POIs
watch a lot
that
in
are
the
different,
mornings with
from previously. You know, we've got
scrims.
new ones, very strong new POIs like Cedo Station, like Watson's Pylon.
Here, while they're
But then some
chatting.
have been downgraded as well. So we see Fish Farms got changed into Devastated
So
Coast,
DNZ and
isn't quite as
KPG going to
good.
be up here. This is the Ash
And
Serenity
then
that they're
we've got,
talking
you know,
about
Echo
here.
Station, where essentially Gale Station.
And then you got the triple contest. It's actually more towards
and then even on the
Mirage
remote
Etoile.
side,
I
also
forgot
got
that it's not
changes
actually up at
like,
Fissure.
you know, the removal of
And then Harvester, there's a contest as
Thunderwatch
well.
as a POI. It's still kind of there, but it's now kind of connected.
So not too much
to
contesting, just a
Lightning
little bit,
Rod
but
as well. But
enough
yeah,
to
you
keep
know,
things
it's opened
spicy.
up some options. That's why I think we're seeing teams like Divine land up at Zeus Station up north, because again, that's quite a strong POI. PK, or should I say, now Legends Gaming. Now with their newfound respect that they got.
What's
from
interesting
standing
is
on the
seeing
podium at the
PK
ALGS
only getting
Championship,
picked up
they're gonna be
by
looking
like
over
a
at
brand
Cedo
new
Station,
org.
because that's allowed them to.
I would have figured that they would have been an org that, or they would have been a team that at least got picked up
You know, at Jurassic Park, they've been fairly even contests so far.
by like
in
a mid-tier
scrims.
org. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wonder if they might change their tactic a little bit. As you're saying, you know, there's quite a few extra POIs around the spot, more loot pools and stuff. Even if it's not a major POI, you know, you can find some.
I
more
think
loot
literally
pools
this
there.
is their
I
like
also know we might
their
have a
only
double
roster.
contest for
I don't think they're
DNZ
in
and
any other
KPG
esports.
Dax. I've noticed DNZ's been dominating a little bit more in scrims. Do you reckon KPG might change their tactics?
I guess maybe, unless maybe it's a Pacific org that I just
feel
don't know
like
what
here
else they're
week
in.
one
But I
is
don't know.
Where DNZ and KPG will make this decision happen. Where this double contest is going to happen on Storm Points. It's going to happen in World's Edge. And I do believe it started all the way back in the offseason, looking back at the Apex Festival DoU qualifiers, if I remember correctly. It was a bit of that rivalry where they were just
I think
contesting
Dax
each other,
has his,
really look to ruin each other's games. And DNZ is used to this
His
kind of
cams
situation.
audio is kinda
I do
funky.
believe from last year against Adal Wolves, it was the same kind of spot. It was the same kind of
It'll like
action
run behind,
over
then
at
catches
Lightning
back
Rod,
up.
and DNZ just needs to stand tall against KPG and show them who's boss. If not, it's going to be a problem all throughout this split, because losing out members early, you know it's going to be tough with Divine around you. You have Akuma playing Command Center. One thing I've also noticed, since we don't have Moist anymore, it's Bear Claw Gaming taking
Oh,
Cascade
true.
Pulse,
Akuma's
and
in this
there are a
lobby
few
too.
updates
I think
also on the
Akuma's a
south
team that
side.
could pop off this year.
Boogie Borders, which you talked
They have a
about
pretty
tomorrow,
good like
though,
how
Mace.
like frag
Since they
potential.
have two POIs.
What'd they
on
win? They
the
won
station with Echo HQ and
the
Coastal Camp, and with the
third
newest
qualifier?
update, adding
Second
another
qualifier of the region?
Coastal Camp right now. I wonder if any team will try to push them out of it just to get a little bit of that extra intel.
Yeah, exactly right. And I'm not trying to be biased here because we're APAC-South and we produce, you know, Dark Zero and Moist Esports, but, you know, a couple of back-to-back championships, I think. But, you know, are there any teams that that we have today that you think might live
It
up
is
to their
interesting that like the
performance
region's
so
going to
far?
be
Might be a
rather
big
open. I
question.
feel like
We haven't
everyone's
jumped
going to be
into a
expecting
game just
legends.
yet, but any insights where you think they could hit the nail on the
They have
head
8
like these epic
squads that they get to
teams?
send to the land,
I'm
right? In APAC-South.
definitely- I mean, we're not going to see them today, but you know, while we're talking about some of these epic teams, Iron Blood Gaming have definitely been impressing me lately.
Ironblood's been looking
Obviously,
really
you
good
know,
during
these guys
scrims.
came from that sort of Tom Young Kung roster. It's a little bit changed from their glory days. You know, Killer Pos no longer there. We've got Asia's in there now, and I feel like he's really stepped up for them. Right?
Dude,
You know,
Asia's has
Dexter
been
always
nasty.
a god. Ziki,
Like, especially when you would have
was
expected
in and out of that
kind
Tom
of
Young
stepping
Kung
into the
roster for a
spot
while,
for Killapos.
obviously performed when they
Killapos,
got the
however
land
it's
last
pronounced.
year. But I really feel like Asia's maturation as a player is what has really put these guys back on top in this region.
And let's
they
not
are
forget,
playing
IBG
a fun
finished
brand of Apex.
10
They will run
at
you down, and they will kill you. And when we saw in
Birmingham?
scrims that there was a fun little section where, if you guys weren't keeping up with this, beacons were spawning at a 100% rate. It happened in our tournament last weekend at the Longshot Invitational. And what that meant was, if you were an edge team, you were playing, like, say, Bloodhound, you could get so many player scans. You always knew where the other team were, and they were just, like, hitting the beacon and then running at someone, hitting the beacon, running at someone. And to enable a playstyle like that was really fun to watch. It'll be slightly harder to do because obviously the beacon.
I think they had a scrim day last week,
but that
earlier
doesn't take
this
away
week.
From their fighting prowess. I mean, I think they've really
Last week, they had like
pushed themselves
100
back
and like
up to the
50
top
something
of the
points.
region with the likes of Dreamfire and some of the others, as
Like,
one of
literally
the
doubled up
S-tier
second points
elite
total.
fighting teams in APAC-South.
Yeah, we love when Apex hits us with something that's not supposed to work. And, you know, something else that we are coming into that's not supposed to work is our wonderful Watson gens healing from outside of the building. You know, we've seen a couple of teams maybe use that as a tactic. I wonder how many Watsons we're going to see in this game.
Well, that's a good question there, Lace, because we've actually been seeing a lot of Watson in the meta, right? So that could very well be coming into play.
It's interesting because
today.
I feel like
I
teams
mean,
realize
thinking about
that
the meta,
Watson
we'll get to see a
allows you
little
to
bit later when we start
literally
seeing
play
come together. But just one of the other things I wanted to mention quickly
super
was
small if
Conduit.
you need to
Obviously,
with
the
her
new legend
pylon.
introduced over the off season has definitely been a factor. I feel like if you're contesting,
But
she's
also, like,
always
you can
a
take up a lot of
must. She's that
space
good
in rooms that, like, you don't normally need to.
but even
I do
beyond
kind
that,
of miss
she
the
is
old
still,
Watson
a
Newcastle
very
combo.
viable character
I
with
feel like
her
that used to
ability
be
to
such a
reset
fun
at
combo to watch.
Yeah, she
Like
almost gives
split
you
one
like a
last year.
second life in a way with the shield regen, obviously placed correctly by teammates. Dax, are you excited to see any particular meta
I feel like right
changes with
now,
characters?
when we
You know, we've
see
got the
Watson, what
Conduit,
we see
you know, we've
mostly,
got a little bit of the Watson. I wonder if we're still going to have Catalyst, you know,
Catalyst
splitting away
Bang.
the path. Who do you think most of these teams will be choosing?
I do feel like Catalyst still has a spot in the meta.
We
Those
saw a
barricades
lot
are
of
very
Conduit
strong when
during
you put the dark veil.
qualifiers.
Sure, it takes a while longer with that cooldown, only coming online yet again once it's down. But you've seen how Kata was such a key component of last year's meta and how these teams.
Yo,
are
where's
comfortable
Moon
playing
at?
her. But of course, at the front line, it's still.
Ask
gonna
him
be
if he
Vandalore,
still
it's
thinks
still
that
probably
Catalyst is
gonna
gonna
be Horizon. Those two enable so much for these teams.
That's awesome stuff, Dax. And now we're itching to get started. Our first
all right,
matches
let's
on
go.
Stormport.
Game
we know
one.
the drop spots, we know the teams, and we're ready
Let's
for the
get
action.
it.
Let's take out game one.
Chat, volume good as far as streaming me, yeah? Let me know if it ends up getting like too loud when they get into game. It looks like it's sitting pretty solid.
Alrighty, looks like we are into our first game here.
Is Legends just gonna
Stormpoint,
land and get
and
all the
this is
whips?
something that I've been waiting to see for a while. Is something I've noticed in scrims as well. Is this new tactic of people trying to steal tridents from each other. I mean, it's not completely new, but
I was gonna say, I mean, they did it to
map,
Alliance,
I
right?
haven't
During
seen as much down
finals
towards Cenote Caves like we saw just there. Interestingly, AGL didn't actually go for the contest this time. And when I say contest, I mean contesting for that particular trident. I don't mean, you know, contesting a POI overall. Because the rest of Legends Gaming are landing up at Cedo Station, but strafing, obviously, a team who wants that quick rotation dash.
So this is that same composition they ran at Champs last year for them.
Something that they did all the way back.
The
at
main
Champs anyway, and
Catalyst,
now DNZ
Watson.
having to deal with the contest that we have been expecting. Yet keep going gaming on the other side. Papa busy with the bins, but as of right now, DNZ. It's just always them being tested at the start of these kind of games. Make sure that
Wait, is it
everyone's
DNZ
alive
or
and
DNZ,
rotate.
Smiles?
They're watching out for where KPG's going, and it's KPG who has to run away from them.
And you know, it's funny what I just said before about, you know, Conduit being a must-have apparently DNZ are so.
I would definitely favor
not only their play
DNZ
style, but this contest,
in
and, you know, as
this
Lace
contest.
said, they have been absolutely rocking KPG's world.
DNZ's looked pretty nasty during the offseason. I think they were one of the
they haven't picked the conduit. KPG have, but somehow still at a disadvantage.
I mean, DNZ, they have the Bloodhounds, so they really want to chase down KPG as soon as possible.
They're one of the
KPG
qualifying
playing
teams, right?
Gatekeeper while this is all happening. And back to our previous
No,
topic.
they got
this was
invited.
used
I'm
to be
stupid.
the
They were a pro
location
team
where,
last year.
I believe Strafing Flame, right, was trying to steal those Tridents away from Alliance back in Champs. KPG, though, still with the overlook against DNZ. And as of right now, it's just DNZ looting around the boxes, the buildings, trying to find any more loot to take the fight to keep going gaming.
It's there by the hot dog buildings.
Not sure if just having a look
Who
around
needs
at
the
some of
hot
other contests
dog?
that we were expecting. There was, you know, Ash versus Serenity down in Jurassic Park. Serenity have only loaded in as a duo. I'm not sure if they just didn't have their third or they got eliminated, you know, really quickly and we didn't see it. But either way, they seem to have dodged each other, and then both. Actually, no, oh, wow, the duo got the beacon scan, actually. So you can see Serenity have just, in Jurassic Park in the middle there, they've got the beacon scan, then popped an evac to head in, and Ash have actually given them that respect and then guessed off the first ring and gone the wrong way down.
So this is going to be ending up
Very
Cascade
interesting,
Falls area?
division of the POI there, especially considering it was a 3v2.
Or do we actually think it ends more?
Kill Devil as well as Boogie Borders.
Ooh, that means Legends Gaming is going to have a really good... I mean, they'd love to beat his own early. They're there super early. Dude, Strafing Flames like did a really good job, I felt like.
Hyper rotation, of course, quickly from Legends Gaming, moving into the middle of the map. So
We saw it land, like his zone reads early. Put them in some phenomenal spots.
The area of Oasis and Cascade Falls. Legends Gaming might see Cowboy here. I do believe a little bit of that distance between high and low ground will keep them away. But beyond that, it's just these teams trying to keep away from each other. Ash, though, trying to find a building to work with and throwing out the smokes to keep the opposition at bay.
Yeah, I feel like we're almost watching like the red herring fight down here, right? These guys have gone.
Or is it? Do we think this ends at like more closer to that like connector build, like between Checkpoint and Cascade Falls?
Because Kill Devil do not have.
Kind of thinking about where that zone sits.
So yeah, they could well think, oh, it's a barrow ring. We're just seeing, you know, Ash pull up. That means we're in the right place. Sometimes you have to play. You have to infer the information off other teams when you're not in the right place. Oh, that's they're in the wrong place, and looks like they're in the wrong place at the wrong time as well, Dax.
Would love to see the Ash squad perform well this year.
Boogie Board is coming in.
Oh, he's gonna go in there. It's dangerous. And Boogie Board is, as you mentioned, ready to go for the third party, but it's already a 1-for-1 for time being. Ash Esports is gonna be trouble. Eventually, Kill Devil will be eliminated, but can Soyo get the hell out? Yase trying to go for a bit of a shield bat reset. For the time being, they're in cover, but for how long? Rolling Thunder also the call. Boogie Borders are on the hunt. Ash Esports,
they're in trouble here.
Need a bit of a reset here, Genome.
He's going to be able to at least get the
he does manage to take down Yase.
med kit done, but Boogie Borders are just strong pushing here. I'll tell you, man, this BGB squad
to start picking up some kills.
Will push everybody this year.
In the end, and Soyo has managed to get away.
Panayi, Rocky, Fussy.
A single member just limping away after that fight. They have actually noticed him. Can he get to the gravity cannon? Doesn't actually go for that. He's going to go somewhere else. And I mean, at least you're the bang, right? You got double time. You got smokes to try and help you try and make a break for it.
And let's not forget. With
also for BGB, that pretty well secures you barometer down here to be able to finish looting up
player, right? They can fight as a full
before rotating up towards
Boogie Borders,
Cedo, Cascade Falls area.
A lot of hype for this roster, and it's just about them building chemistry throughout the split to become even better.
Exactly. I mean, we know all three of these players has what it takes, right? I mean, Fussy, you know, obviously top 7 at LAN, Raki top 7 at LAN, Panna, definitely one of the best controllers in the region. So it is a pretty exciting roster, I have to say. Akuma, another one that I'm excited to see how they do this year. I felt like they were definitely coming on the up last year.
Every
right?
time I hear Akuma, I hear Panayi's voice. Akuma!
Some skills about it. And yeah, it's interesting to see if they'll do any better in Year 4.
I mean, there are a bunch of teams like that, right? You look at Lightning Unicorn, which used to be the former Buriram roster. I do believe the old 505 boys are around in the competition as well. And it's really just a new year for these teams to reset themselves, get a little bit better. I'm also watching for some of the rotations right now.
Out,
Still
my
have
bad, chat.
Serenity and SWQ staying around Cascade Falls, nearby Akuma that you've mentioned. Bearclaw Gaming, the ones actually evacuating from their initial POI. And also looking at no credit, Savior still here, working his way through the PLQs, I believe, just to make it back to Split 1. There's a lot of effort for no credit to try and find their mark this time around.
Dude, I think Mexius is one of those players who could really
KPG,
make a splash on the scene this year.
Teams haven't really seen any
for
of
no
these
credit
guys in Pro League before, I believe, and yeah, you know, trying to take Lightning Rod off DNZ is a tough ask as a team who I think, you know, has been close to qualifying for LAN at times. More of a disengaged play to start.
See, this is that portion of ALGS I don't miss, man. Like rings 2 and 3.
Grabbing 50% of the loot and getting out with your lives is a good
And DNZ, alongside AGL, I feel like two teams that kind of missed out from last split, especially AGL, when they were in that top 5 and they fell down to, I believe, top 8 at the very end of the finals. So perhaps a better year here for those two squads. Watching Legends, though, time for them to build.
I need to stand up for game too, honestly.
Outing. Already poking, prodding towards that building. You can see that they're watching out for both Dreamfire as well as outside across them. At least,
maybe not. My legs are kind of beat from
for them to work with. Smoke's
leg day yesterday.
Watson setups on the inside, and as of right now, it's still that central location here.
So we have 7 conduits.
All these teams are gonna cluster because of the next ring pull.
You can see he was 5 away from the Evo there. He was getting some damage in with the old smoke.
50% pick rate on Watson,
but gets there with the scout all the same. This is a good spot from Legends, honestly.
I feel like that's low on conduit compared to what we've seen in other regions, right?
To end up, that's a fantastic spot to play. It looks like it could pull to either side of Cascade Falls, maybe just in front of it, and any of those options will actually favor Legends or Kukoi, who we see there set up underneath the waterfall.
Lightning Unicorn also flying into Cascade, getting
Lightning Unicorn, one of the teams that Wig said he was looking after, even though he's admitted he had no idea about the squad.
Overall, these teams playing the zone.
I do like this team though. Gob Gabs, Jack Cute, and Lala Bang.
Getting as much cover as possible moving forward, and this is the power, of course, with these new compositions in tow. You have these Watsons more into play. I think
wouldn't be surprised if they're one of the squads that takes like one of the last
as well as the crypto
playoff
in
spots.
The roster. But beyond that, you're gonna see at least a little bit of support with either that conduit, right, coming into play for other teams. You're gonna have that Watson for others.
Or sorry, one of the last regional spots. Not regional. Land spots. Playoffs and regional are the same freaking thing. My bad.
Keyboard is very much on the outside right now. Will they end up playing more of that edge style this season? We'll just have to see, I guess. I mean, they're playing from Echo HQ and Coastal Camp, right? So that does kind of suggest that you know, the majority of endings would favor a zone, an edge style over a play style, but we'll just have to see how they go with that.
I don't know. Have we still been getting like a decent clip on southern zones out of
disastrous move from Kukoi, who honestly had a very
Stormpoint? Because we used to get a bunch down like Barometer, Fish Farms.
Maybe went down the zip to push them or something
area
like that, but that does seem like a big.
But they made all the changes.
Oh, there's a care package out there. Maybe that's what it was. Lahim was trying to get out there for the care package, perhaps, and he's paid for his hubris.
I mean, the death box is out there in the open, and really have to be careful here for Kukoi because Legends Gaming with that.
Is there a delay here? So this is just a delay based off of whatever's on the broadcast play. I think the main broadcast is like a 10-minute delay.
They're just so good at picking apart.
But like I am watching it live. If that's what you're asking, there's no delay on my stream because there's already a delay on the broadcast.
Ash is trying to get back in and potentially get a res. I believe they've crafted banners in the ring, and then you've got Godhand all the way over at Down Beast, just playing that very much that crafting in the zone, run around with a trident kind of style. So at zone 3 now, they've scanned zone 4 and got the information that it will actually shoot.
How you doing this evening, Clay?
This is
or
very much going to
afternoon if you're over in the Pacific region.
Who currently have a fantastic spot inside a house. that is just to the west of Cascade Falls. That's gonna suit them very, very well.
And keep going just to north of them by the fire. And one thing I've also noticed, DNZ, they're playing an edge style because of the rotations being a little bit longer. Lightning Unicorn sending out that crypto drone to get that intel. And speaking of, we're watching DNZ right now. They can poke and prod those buildings as much as they want, but it's going to be so difficult for them to run at their
The cats are not happy with one another right now.
Okay, but they've got evac towers. They've just hit the player beacon, and they've actually noted a really good spot in zone where they can play. So just watching their pings, I think DNZ are going to be going in the right direction here. This is almost like a picture-perfect way to use that Bloodhound, the player scans, for victory here. This really could suit DNZ, unless these other teams come in right before them. We'll have to see. Godhand are trying to land on that gravity cannon at exactly the same time.
Yeah, cats are not happy with one another right now.
Getting to the grav cannon early on.
Alright, let's go, chat. This is where things are going to start getting interesting, is where it moves into Ring 4. Because you can see there's not too much here as far as cover. And we still have 19 squads.
Got the lone member of Godhand nearby. Beyond that, Bearclaw Gaming feeling very fortified. They have Heck on that Watson especially.
Like, we're probably going to go from Ring 3 to Ring 4 and go from like 19 to like 11? 10 squads?
This has been an interesting game of chess so far, honestly. We've not seen a lot of teams going down. Godhand making that rotation, obviously struggling a little bit. Weewoo is still alive, but the other teammates, I don't think will get res anytime soon. But yeah, apart from that, honestly, it's been pretty chill. But now we're going to start to see things kick off with No Credit being one of the first teams going to out.
All right, so No Credit out. Ash Esports going to be out in 17th as well. This is where everything starts to fall.
Be
a long rotate for them. They're going to have to worry about going past Divine.
Divine, though, on the other hand, Shady catching out Pana, and they're still in such a good position here. Boogie Borders trying to make their way through. We have SWQ nearby as well. It's Raki, the
going to be a rough, tough rotate for BGB here.
Dreamfire, they're trying to hold out War Monster Firebird, one of our newly qualified teams here. Another one of the teams from that Asian region. Boogie Borders actually go out in 17. And as I
Damn, that's a rough first game for BGB.
Crafting, they've both gone down as well. So I think what we're seeing here is just so many teams really playing hard.
This fight is taking a while to break down over here.
As far as APAC-South goes.
Like, I feel like Dreamfire should have the advantage with the high ground, but they still also have to worry about, like, turning tail and getting over the zone.
Because it's such a central zone. But this really is favoring those teams who've gotten good positions early. Again, Bearclaw Gaming, maybe even KPG up to the north.
Shit, what's the name of Diva's new teams? That's who Legends is fighting right now.
The evolution of the region. Dreamfire, though, on the other hand, keeping their claim. Trying to find at least an opening here, but already
damn.
3MZ
getting fucking popped, bro.
No.
Wingman. 3MZ immediately. The Wingman, such a powerhouse in the right hands. And outside, going now to their namesake, going out to the outside to find a way through.
Yeah, well, their building's very close to the zone, so, you know, do they want to leave it late? They probably could if they wanted to, but I think they're just going to duck inside and then try and hold out these other teams like Dreamfire and War Monster Firebird from
Bro, all
there.
these teams, War Monster Firebird, and Dreamfire over there, they have such a long rotate. They still have 3 other teams they're going to have to get by, unless they end up clearing out each other.
They need to get back inside their building, I think. They've got such a fantastic position. If one of them gets caught outside and they die, that will be giving up some serious placement points.
I mean, they have the pylon on the inside.
I like where outside is at here. They're on top of Bearclaw Gaming, and they can see a lot of this zone. They're kind of on the more elevated angle of what, like, where this 4th zone is.
Already the Bloodhound with the Beast of the Hunt spotting.
The only problem is you got
Bearclaw.
Oh, Legends goes out in 15.
Sure the other 2 squads fight against
damn.
each other as they still
so BGB and the Legends both out early. Dreamfire out early as well in 14. Holy smokes.
Dreamfire's gone from this round immediately, and still the scuffle continues.
DNZ, chat, I told you their pop-off potential.
Near the gravity cannon as well. This is DNZ versus Divine here. A 2v2 at the moment.
Come on, Joker.
And Papa both very, very low as Pricey tries to get the bat off and clutch this one out for his team. He needs to buy some time now. Shady does get the bat off.
Joker's a 1v2.
Joker, can he play from behind this? Looks for a swap. He's only got these shields to play behind. They're taking wingman fire from up on a high. This is a very tough fight for both teams.
Brody's getting hit with an ult too. Oh, dog.
Also, DNC now in trouble. Joker having a shield wall in front of him.
Joker's so
along the way, and now he's taking too much damage.
SOL.
Low
Yeah,
HP
that's
gets
tough,
the
man.
banner instead
DNZ
of
had a good
the
amount of
stop.
KP though, so that's going to be good for them as far as moving forward in their point total.
Greenway are back to life, so for the time being, they need the hold here, but grab the cannon, but keep going.
Divine's got to hold off a third party here. Who's pushing them?
Immediately
KPG.
Black hole into play, and it's just a cluster of missiles heading to their location. Taco is gone. Divine's in trouble, and perhaps they will be sent to heaven here. There you go. Divine's gone now.
Okay, keep
What
going.
are you meant to do about that? I mean, Shady had the gold knock to res there.
They're in trouble here though now because they got the zone on their ass.
There was a bang ult. There was a horizon ult. There was
Yeah, they're in
absolutely
trouble.
No chance Divine were getting out of that alive. Full send taking on a new meaning with the.
They got some stuff that they can at least get.
Gravity cannon. Now I'm really looking at Lightning Unicorn on the eastern side.
You know, looted and booted here.
We've got 3 teams taking up.
How can they
position.
rotate out though,
In
man?
that-
They got
in
like
the
they're
sort of
behind their
hot
last
spot
bit of
building.
cover.
As we said, Bearclaw Gaming still on the inside. AGL have taken over the roof.
Lightning
And
Unicorn's
then
still in though.
we've
Lightning
got,
Unicorn's still in a
outside,
decent
they
spot.
did lose Nullsang, but they've still got 2 alive underneath.
And keep going gaming now in trouble. They did go for that push towards Gravity Cannon. One still standing. Godhand's gone. And Akuma might be next here for potential top 6 spots. There you go. Akuma's gone too. Keep going. It's the only one with 1 member towards the north side. Lightning Unicorn, you mentioned the Genome. They're taking their sweet time. They have that Crypto. They have that Valkyrie. And they can
Kind of surprised they're slow playing this. I mean, I guess they
and wait for the skirmish in the house to finish.
might as well at least see if they
Placement
can
points at this point for LU. They've got 4
allow this
kills
team
on
on the
their
left.
side.
Oh,
That's,
they got 2
pretty
teams. That's
solid.
right. That's AGL and
Then there's this,
BCG.
solo
Bearclaw.
from KPG. You can see Bible just hiding behind a rock over there. And then you've got the 3 teams on the house. It will be ending sort of just ahead of what we see here. Just to in front of Bearclaw Gaming out in the open.
I told y'all earlier
So
on that
essentially
Legends
all
were going to have a hard
teams
time rotating out from where they were at.
I think Lightning Unicorn, they can hug the rock next to them for quite
Tough
a
game for them.
while. The teams in the building might be okay. I think.
Yo, James Belloc, appreciate the follow over on TikTok. Yo, what up, Levy? How you, is it
they're gonna
Levy?
really have to try and make sure they clear out their angles against KPG and LU.
What it do? What it do?
And they can effectively take Bible's spot by this point. They know exactly that there's
Ooh,
only one
reposition.
member on the other side. And AGL will reposition and force Bible away. AGL on the hunt, though. They see the smoke right in front of them. They've already cracked the arbor, and they've cracked the face of Bible along the way. 4 squads now remaining. Bearclaw and outside instead having their own scuffle here. Apple trying to bring the action back. And look at outside, go on the inside. A little bit of circumvention
No, this
here
is,
from
this
Bearclaw
is
squad.
ALGS
Wingman
gameplay.
shots ring again. Sap the Kohide is already
APAC-South.
and this might be outside
Damn.
sent away. 3 squads remaining from this point on.
That's actually a really good play by AGL to go across the way.
The back here, just anchoring it down for Lightning Unicorn. He's also got an EMP ready to go whenever it needs to. AGL lost 1 to that Nemesis, but the other 2, Jackie and QQ, have a chance here. No, only QQ left alive. They're struggling to keep it together, and Bearclaw similarly.
All right, so they at least are able to play for a second.
AGL's
But
gone,
what, now
so
Bearclaw
Lightning
Gaming wants this for
Unicorn,
free, right?
can they hold
Wait, hold on.
Bearclaw, they found prime
It's
real
not for
estate
free.
early into the game. Will it pay dividends?
They should be able to win this.
Versus 2 action. Tornado
Yeah.
gonna be in trouble. Bearclaw eventually still gets the win. And this is exactly what we're talking about here, Genome. The evolution of APAC-S in 1 map alone. We're seeing the zone player teams already.
Why does the
getting
guy keep
their
calling it
jump.
APAC-S?
Yeah,
Just call it APAC-South.
Zone spotting there from Bearclaw.
You know what I mean? Like,
take out the
come on,
win.
dog.
I mean, a lot of teams, as we saw, you know, Legends Gaming.
I don't get it.
They were all clustering down near the water.
all right, chat, first game down.
And then at that point, the zone shifted north.
Let's
That-
see
that
if,
corner of teams
Battlefy is
not
probably
Bearclaw Gaming, who just managed to
updated
sit there,
already.
and really,
For
capitalize
scores?
on that fantastic zone read from them.
Yeah, a couple of underdogs popping off, Genome,
Yeah.
in
Yo,
our
Anthony,
first
appreciate the
match
follow.
that
Cherry
I
Power
was
Play Film, appreciate the follow
expecting from our teams,
over on
but, you know,
TikTok.
jumping back into the swing of
All right, so
things,
here's
we're
scores
here for
right now.
APAC-South Pro League, where 30 teams are split into A, B, and C, and we have Group A and B competing. And my God, they just came out of the gate in this match. Gino, we saw
So Bear Claw Gaming and Lightning Unicorn at 18,
at the start,
AGL at 15, and then there's kind of the gap actually.
Quite early, not the performance we were wanting to see. And then the fight around the gravity cannon, where teams are just dropping like flies.
Very weird lobby, kind of how things played out.
Divine did so well to win that. With, you know, there was just so much incoming fire from so many different enemy teams in the middle of that fight. That was, you know, sometimes you say like, oh yeah, this is a clean 3v3. That was about the dirtiest 3v3 you've ever seen. And after it finished, it was just like they may as well have just sort of, you know, jumped into the death boxes themselves at that point. It was really that.
I wish that they had the
fight around there and having to make your rotation into that ring. You know, you
live multi-view in the way that
teams waiting on the outskirts, and you know,
we do for like NA
about Legends at the start,
using
and,
like the Team Stream
website a little bit, you know, with a regen of shields. I'm having a look at the Legend picks, and Genome, I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone has a Bangalore. I think there's one team that don't
there's
have
only
Bangalore,
one team with no smokes.
On you know, Storm Point, where you know you've got to make your little way to a you know, between POIs and stuff like that. Do you feel teams might change compositions, or are you going to see the same coming into the next match?
I think staying like in Storm Point, yeah, I think it'll stay pretty similar. But that is a good pick up there. With the high prevalence of Bangalore, I think it's always been a good pick on Storm Point. And yeah, as you say, now becoming an almost
who was Bear Claw Gaming last year? Like what team were they on? Does anybody know? I'm gonna look it up.
The Crafter anymore.
I know it wasn't Bear Claw Gaming.
The assault bins, that sort of stuff, has been nerfed. So just having a look at some of the damage these teams did, pretty significant up the top there. And then having a look at how these teams actually picked up points going through our first match here on Storm Point. You know, Bear Claw, Lightning Unicorn.
Was it one squad?
Picking up quite a few, 18 apiece for those top two. And then AGL, who previously have been a very strong World's Edge team, but not necessarily picking up as many on Storm Point, so this is a good sign for them.
Yeah, if we have a look at this board as well, you know, you see Legends Gaming there at 12th and Boogie Boys. You know,
so it's players kind of from a couple different teams. Okay.
Kills, but not being able to make it to the end. I think there was 17 teams in Zone 4, so, you know, it's a little bit hard to get through all of that.
That was a real surprise to see. Usually APAC-South we see being a little bit more frag heavy.
Gaming, just having that.
I like to see them playing a more traditional.
Kills at the end, you know, after that fight of the Grav Cannon. Lightning Unicorn, again, a team that I was not expecting to place up to there. So it's really exciting stuff.
Play a more traditional play style.
These teams that we didn't really keep our eye on performing so well. But that was our first match. You know, we got the second match coming up.
What up, Dragon Hoods?
We're going to take a short break before we get back into the action.
All right, they're taking a break, chat. Let's go back and look at the scoreboards and see how we're sitting. But big chillin' Dragon Head, man. Took me a nice little nap. And we're ready for we're ready for some APAC-South action. Unfortunately, this well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Fortunately for week one we only have one series, so 6 games. So this is week 1, but I would probably say favorites in the regions right now. Probably Legends Gaming, despite the fact they went out early in game number 1. That's the previous Black Hand squad that finished 3rd at Champions last year. Led by Player K and Strafing Flame, the duo that I tried telling Fallout would be a top free agents squad heading into last season. Holla at you, boys. Still got the receipts. But Dreamfire is another big team in the region. Dreamfire is probably the most... What's the best way of putting it? They are the team that has stuck together and competed as a trio the longest, I think, in ALGS. Like, I think Pizza, Roy, and 3MZ have literally been competing for like 2.5, 3 years together. Divine looks like they could be good this year. Pricey was at one point like kind of looked at in the region as one of the best, if not the best player in the region. But then he took a break for his mental health after Split 2 last year. He used to be on the Moist roster. Like, this is probably going to, like, the A versus B lobby will probably be the most fun lobby to watch this season, I think, just because there's so many good teams in it. And I feel bad for saying that because it's not like C doesn't have good teams. It's just like this has the most of the top performers in the region. Like, because C still has what? MDY White isn't in this. Who else is in Group C? I think MXF is over in that, right? Because we don't have MXF in this lobby. Yeah, MXF is in that. They're pretty decent. AGL's in this lobby. Oh, IBG, Iron Blood Gaming is not in this lobby. And Iron Blood Gaming is probably another team that's... I would probably consider like a lock for LAN. This season around, APAC-South gets 8 spots for LAN. Of those 8 spots, we can probably see Divine, Dreamfire, Legends Gaming, and Boogie Borders from this lobby, like all for sure going, I would say. IBG and MDY White from Group C, so that gets you up to 6, and then I would probably say you got 2 spots that are kind of like up for grabs, so to speak. Ducky made a guy quit in Madden.
And we are, of
Are
course,
you,
here for APAC-South
oh God,
Pro
what's that
League,
one
where we
guy's
have
name that
30
I always see on
teams
TikTok?
Split into groups
Does
A,
like
B,
the
and C.
play
Today we're
calling.
watching A and B, and we just had our first
Special
game
teams,
dash,
special
which was a
plays,
juicy
special
one
players.
Indeed. Are you feeling pumped for our second round?
It was a breath of fresh air. It was zone-tastic from the starting point, and eventually it was the team that found the best spot early on. Bearclaw Gaming taking that win.
I can't remember
You
his
guys
name
mentioned
now.
a while ago in the post panel that most of these teams
I always
were
see him
flooding the
scrolling through
Bangalore,
Twitter, or
but look who's in
scrolling
that
through,
top 2 location, Lightning Unicorn.
Sketch,
The only
that's
team
it.
without
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
Bangalore.
yeah.
You instead have that Crypto, you have that Valkyrie, you have that Watson. They played their timings perfectly, at least to make it to that second place spot.
Yes, and that was just exceptional from them. You know, I hope to see some of our, bigger names sort of performing in this. But as we head into our second game, this is Storm Point Match 2. Take it away, Dax.
All right. Yo, these intro transitions into the game, kind of lit. I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you there, Lace, as we are getting into game number 2. Yet again, I am joined with the great Genome, as per usual. And Genome, we saw a while ago, okay, sure, all of these timings will happen later on into the game. All of these fights will happen once we have those closer rings. But this time around, do we see a little bit
Bro,
of
Legends
that
Gaming
play
again.
going?
Player,
Seems
or
like
Shaping
not
Flame
just AGL,
landing
like
all the way
Boogie
down
Borders,
at
like DNZ will find out
Cenote so that
very
he can
soon.
get himself,
Yeah, I'm
get himself the
fascinated to
whip.
see if that's,
Grab the whip,
a
dog.
shift in the playstyle of the region overall, or if it was just precipitated by the fact that we had a very central ring that, allowed a lot of team space in rings 2 and 3.
Not only that.
Honestly, though, if we see the region start playing a lot like that last game, where you see a lot more conservative, more traditional ALGS playstyle, NA might need to watch out come land, dog. I think that's always been APAC-South's like biggest weakness, is it's been a frag-heavy region, which doesn't like necessarily convert success on land very well.
Breaking through these doors, Joker already en route towards Keep Going Gaming, and I do feel like this time around, Genome, these two teams will clash.
Yeah, Keep Going Gaming. It's you know, trying to live up to their name and just.
So if we see them,
but this time, I don't know. Maybe they're going to turn around
as a whole, kind of start to
the gravity lift to try and grab
play
the
your more
high
traditional
ground above DN.
early zone, early rotate,
And they're getting the scan here just to confirm.
low
their
and slow like a good
positions,
roast
but
play
it
style.
feels like this one is going
Teams
to
will be
come
more
to
prepared
blows,
for
they say.
success when it
Let's not
comes
even
time
get rid of
for
half of our loot. We actually,
land.
we kind of want that.
Running, time to fight, and here we go with the pop shots from Bible.
Oh!
They have that high ground, as we mentioned. Keep Going Gaming, though, going on to the inside. They lose one along the way. It's a 1-for-1 for the time being, but Keep Going Gaming, they have the firepower to fight. It's all left to KH, though, to try and hold Papa with a sliver of HP. The shield wall yet again, not enough, and DNC this time around, first booted away.
That's going to be big because DNZ was, what, 5th?
Oh, even the Mozam coming out there. but
KPG was close to them and
almost got the clutch up with it, but this time it's KPG. So look, you know, this is why we don't trust the scrim results too much, because what happens on game day, it's usually different.
This is where it matters, right? And that's 1-0 towards Keep Going Gaming. They take
I want to see something
don't run
here.
away anymore.
We go.
Speaking of a potential fight, Boogie Borders rotating immediately to a central location. They moved inside the pylon.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Nearby. Legends Gaming also quickly rotating along the way, just using that sky dive now to get into position. And as it stands, this can be a big clash between Titans. Boogie Borders on one side, Legend Gaming's on the other.
Does the standings creator still work? Yo, what up, Silver?
Also has a scuffle by the Forbidden Zone here.
Yep, lots of teams. You can see evacing now into pylon. That's certainly
Let's go work, big
where
dog.
it looks the ring is shifting. The team, of course, starting there is Kill Devil. So they're going to have position probably up the top, nice and happy there. I mean, if you've ever played TDMs, on
Only
pylon,
problem is we
you
so
know that
rarely
it's
get-
kind of hard to take this position away from people. It's quite protected from the top, which means
The
it's not
scoreboard
easy to,
actually
say,
working.
Push people out of there with like
On at least
bang
Wikipedia.
ults or something like that. There are quite a few angles, so you know you've got a lot of different zips to cover.
I guess we could maybe use
But apart from
Battlefy?
that, honestly, expect these guys to be putting out some big damage from up top and be farming those armors.
And speaking of damage, here comes outside already, fending off SWQ. It's just Yuling, the only one still standing. The action. When all this happens, Barraclaw Gaming also finding some targets. It's Serenity, the only duo we have right now. Boogie's already on the floor. Everything's left to Jesco here to try and survive, but Barraclaw Gaming, they're coming off from a good start with that first map win. And they continue on with this momentum, that's the question, as they already eliminate the duo here.
So Serenity's going to be the first team out here in
Yeah,
game number 3.
BCK,
Yeah, I can't
actually,
get the
Hoping
standings
it pulls
creator
the
to work
north
right
of
now,
pylon.
chat.
We
That's my
rarely-
bad.
We don't really see it finish in the end
I
of
remember that being
pylon.
an
It's
issue
usually
during
sort
the
of just
APAC
on one of the
regions.
sides, so teams
It's something
will
I can
take up
usually get
position
going
in the
during
middle
NA and EU.
quite a lot, and then they'll think about pushing to
We'll
one
definitely
side
pull
or
up,
the
make sure we're
other
pulling up
once it is
Battlefy in
revealed
between
where
games
it
though, alright?
goes. On the outside here, we're seeing Warmonster the Firebird get into it with Overlooked Entertainment, and they've almost completely taken down Surprise.
So a little bit more fighting earlier here in game number 2. Already down to 17 squads.
The Arcstar, man. The Arcstar with the black hole. Enough to just catch 2 members immediately. WFB.
And still kind of
That
seeing
win, we mentioned a while ago, so towards pylon, it might not be a zone.
the
So
kill
once
feed
again,
being
it's
kind of
one
active
the
as
rings
well.
really closest. Ash Esports already think ahead of the curve. They're on the compound on the outside. I think a few shots with the Nemesis. Rokoko very eager to poke and get that red armor. And that's the beauty of having the conduit, right? If you poke and fight, you can still use that radiant transfer on yourself. Just start building up a little bit more of that shielding. Raki also finding one more. That's Rudney gone, and Boogie Borders takes a KP there.
Yeah, and teams are definitely getting better at this, right? They're learning more and more how to use Conduit and maximize her potential. And there's a couple of different ways you can do that. Here's we'll talk about that after. Here's a good view of the ring. In the meantime, you can see those teams there all the way inside Pylon, a couple just chilling.
Pylon's going to
outside
be kind of
Void.
similar to Barometer, where you got a lot of
They
different like
don't
spots
have,
for
zone
teams.
knowledge, so that's why they're
So we
over
could probably
Barometer.
see a pretty busy end game, like 12,
And, yeah, the rest
10.
of them kind of got it sorted, but you got to say those teams
Yeah,
on
like
the
12,
outside
10
there, like
teams.
Lightning Unicorn,
Bring 5,
Ash,
depending on
and
what
No
side
Credit.
of Pylon this
They
closes
might look
on.
like they're on the outer at the moment, but the zone will likely shift in one of those directions, right? And so they've kind of got like a 33% chance that they get Godspot.
Yeah, they're backing on the pull basically and Kill Devil for the time being. They're the ones in control. We've seen it in New Storm Point. If you land on a certain POI with a bit of altitude, that includes like Pylon, that includes like Sioux Station a little bit. You also can have that Western Building and Ceto Station. You can take advantage of those early rings and yet again build a bit of that armor. But you've noticed something, Gina. What is it?
Yeah, I was just looking around the map, and War Monster Firebird, they saw AGL in a Trident and just absolutely blitzed them.
Damn.
You can see QQ actually full died from that. And AGL's Jackie and X.
BGB wants to make a play here. They know they... Oh my god, Fussy.
They took one game.
Oh, they got two teams. They got a team on either side. Then they got to push one of these
Yet
teams.
again, classic APAC and Boogie Borders
They don't have to, I guess. They do have the inside of like Pylon here to be able to kind of tuck away in. I just don't like having that many teams that close to you, man. I feel like you got to at least try and put pressure on one.
A lot of sharing here on Pylon, just keeping one spot of this whole circle to themselves.
Sharing is caring. It seems like that's the idea with the new Watson Pylon bug, at least. But we're focused on Pylon the POI this map. And it looks like the ring actually will be shifting a little bit more south, at least to start with. So that means teams like Dreamfire, who are just sort of lurking on the hill behind No
An interesting
Credit,
catwall to come in there.
are going to be in a good position.
Does a good
Ash,
job, though, of separating them out and
kinda
allows them to get a
holding
full
these couple
reset
of
over here for
buildings out
Ash.
Here at the moment, they will be okay for the next ring, but then they're going to have to start thinking about their next moves.
It's going to be a little difficult with Catboy ready to push into them, and then you got Bearclaw Gaming gatekeeping them for the time being. You watch Legends Gaming, though, they had a good position a while ago, but they just couldn't actually get into the next ring in time. And now those Strafing Flame looking on around the outside. Player K using that ult accelerant to get that pilot back immediately. So as it stands, Legends Gaming are just happy to play into the zone, something we saw a little bit back in LAN. Then move to the next location, ready with that Watson.
I think my hoodie keeps hitting my volume in the back. That's funny.
Legends just looking on here, as we said, because it's pulling south, this kind of building and that kind of position that Legend are holding could actually be quite strong for them. Lightning Unicorn looks like they've lost that.
Bala Bang rocking the one crypto in the lobby.
It does continue to pull south, and they'll have to fly over as well.
Talk about an old school
Scanning around
composition.
them,
And such a
I'm not
weird
sure
one.
They've actually got any
Crypto
evac
Val
towers left,
Watson,
unless it's
huh?
on the Cryptos currently in his drone. Could be a little bit tough for them to make that.
You had
one,
no clue
whereas
Catalyst
we've
had an
actually got
heirloom? Yeah,
three
yeah.
evac towers on the side of
They added it
Ashton
during,
so,
Split
if need
2
be, they've certainly
last
got
year?
some reposition options.
Yeah, and Evac Towers has just been such a good addition to the game. You don't need the Valkyrie anymore.
It's alright, I guess. I'm not a big fan of it.
Have that in your inventory and move later on to the game. SWQ though, only a two-man that we're watching for the time being. He took a lot of damage early on into the game. Also watching God Hand moving into
Damn,
the
has
zone
just
as
the
we
angle to
see
be able to take out that
GL. Yuling though,
pylon.
into with that triple take, trying at the very least to charge up that shield. He's 100 away from that purple at least, and that's something we're gonna see a lot between, I believe, Zone 3 to Zone 4. These teams still with the snipers, especially if they have a Conduit or a Watson, they're gonna happy to play that sniping game and look to build up those red shields as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Kill Devil started off with like triple blues. They're already up to triple purples. Still got some damage to do if they want to get to reds before they have to shift out of here. But you know, with Nemesis Sentinel 30-30 on their side, that's a pretty decent out.
Why am I dropping frames?
Make that move. God Hand have just
Alright,
flown
we're
in
good.
and tried to find somewhere. Can they coexist though? It looks like it's with Boogie Borders, and they've got the first hit onto them with Panna down.
Oh, Pana's already down. Rocky,
That's
though.
down, and Rocky is next on the list, but Rocky holds his
What,
own.
like 5
He's
HP in a
found two
dream?
first troubles immediately.
Yo, what up,
The trouble
Jaden?
for
How you
God
doing,
Hand.
buddy?
He's been swatted away by Boogie Borders, and there is no sharing in this location.
Yeah, but Bear Claw.
This is where teams start getting antsy. They don't want to split real estate.
Of course, Belkin, one
So
of
what,
his favorite
BCG
picks, is very happy to
and
be on that
BGB,
legend. Once again,
both a duo
and
right
they
now.
will unfortunately eliminate one of those Boogie Borders members, and you know there's just going to be rage in the team comms right now. We do, of course, have our multi-view up and running, so if you guys want to hear some of that, feel free to pop over there. I'm sure one of our mods in chat can give you the link to the multi-view. Because, you know, they get set by God Hand, they repel it successfully, even after taking that first loss, but then they can't do anything about the
What's a good word today,
now,
Jaded?
There's only 2 of them.
Happy Saturday to you, fam.
Yeah, Bear Claw even scans Boogie Borders and decides to disengage from that point on. SWQ, though, on the outskirts now. At least a little bit of that top up still. Here on the southeast side of Pylon. Watching out for Dreamfire, looking around actually to see if they can move into the building of no credit, but all the way across the map, WM Firebird, they're still bringing the action, going after those flying on the way. I do believe that's AGL and Catboy now moving forward into the Pylon area, and Catboy is next on the
Damn.
list. They're landing nearby in between Boogie Borders and Bear Claw Gaming here. A bit of a reprieve, but apparently it's only good for one. Bastion, the only one still standing now. Kissan's Lahim onto the floor. Can Bastion even stay alive from this point on? The hunt is
BGB
on,
struggling.
and Boogie
Bussy
Borders
gets the
decide to go on the prowl. Catboy's
shield
gone
swap.
here too.
Yeah, doing their best as a duo there to still just grab a couple of points. You saw all those evacs going on up over Jurassic. So many teams pulling up from there. I mean, there was a beacon, but none of the teams were game to scan it because there were so many other teams in the vicinity. They didn't feel safe, which is obviously rough because, you know, they're coming in off the evac. They could have picked a far better position. We've actually had a diabolical ring shift from what we saw earlier. Not that many teams had scanned.
Yeah, I feel like the former Diva squad went out relatively early in game
third ring was going to be,
1,
so
I
the won't
think.
matter so much to them. But it's actually gone up towards Lightning Unicorn. So
I think their
first
fight
it went
with
south, but
Legends
there's been
got
a
third
real
party, if I remember
switch
right.
back here. And then we're getting another switch. Wow, this is a real ping pong of a ring, by the way.
Where is this ring going? It just reminds me of that screensaver we have during the off times here
Yes.
at long shot. But beyond that, Lightning Unicorn, they still need to deal with a bit of trouble. That is keep going gaming. Black hole into play yet again.
Lightning Unicorn's going to be in a good spot here if they can win this fight.
The Rolling Thunder as well. Jackie though already cracked with his shields. Got gaps also the same kind of case. Get a little bit of time to reset for the time being. Akuma watching out for this action as well. While this happens, APL also having their own conflict at WMF. There's the clash.
There it is. Firebird's out, going to be in 15th. Keep going out. AGL out. This is going to be where everyone starts falling.
Is set packing, and this is Lightning Unicorn.
And Lightning Unicorn should be able to get the reset off of that too.
Like, I mean, you see how good they are there. That's like the calmness under pressure. As you can see, no credit struggling at the moment against Dreamfire, who looks like, well,
You know me, Jaded. I'm a big strafing fan, so I'm gonna be pulling for Legends, but I'm also big pulling for BGB and Divine.
Qualifying from PSQs, even though we've seen, you know, at least 2 of these guys in the Pro League before. They had to do it the hard way here, and they make it work against Dreamfire.
Yep.
Patience pays off, and not just through the
They went
PC,
out
but
early in
no
game number
credit.
1, though. They only picked up like 3
Watching
points.
Dreamfire for so very long. You already know that
Currently
they're
sitting in
the
5th.
savior as well as
I think this is probably my favorite pairing of groups
Legends Gaming and SWQ from that spot.
in
Lightning
APAC-South is A
Unicorn
versus B.
for the time being, but as soon as they see that ring pull, it's gonna be outside Divine looking for that location. Bear Claw Gaming, the duo here might be in trouble because Legends Gaming
Because AGL's in it as well.
right behind all of this.
Yeah, can they find a little bit of space? They don't have to go far to make it into this next ring. Wingman popping off here. Still plenty of ammo left in that. And of course, Bangalore's are only getting better at abusing their smokes. We check in with Kill Devil here. Most of them have done an extra.
Yeah, I
couple
also
hundred
like that
damage since we
strafing
saw
is like
last
very
time.
open
Creeping
with,
closer to those reds
you know, his struggles
as the
last year
teams
and him
also
like
get
having to
closer
kind of
underneath them. It will eliminate
find
about
a way to
half of their
overcome,
players
and I think
face
that's
up
really
top, but they'll
inspiring.
still be okay up there for now.
So I think a lot of people wanted to count him out after IGB dropped him.
The game is already a foot in front of them. Pylon on the outside. Looking for a bit of position. We saw a while ago Legends Gaming use that Dark Veil to move forward. The Bell could knock him down. Nexus So at least Bear Claw, they have a 2v2 in front of them. Do they dare push it? Beast is on top by Belka, the comfort pick.
Kind of surprised BCG's been able to survive this long.
Oh my god.
For a target. Mech is still on the ground. Very cheeky indeed. Now already trapped.
What, him getting dropped? Me too. Damn, BCG's out. No credits out as well. Let's go, Legends.
No credits next. And Legends Gaming have found the opening.
Oh, they just stomp down upon the rest of them and get a nice couple of death boxes there. They are rewarded with... Wow, Belkin, though, I mean, that guy puts out so much presence when he is on point that it kind of feels like they have a full team. It was like they were cosplaying as a full team there.
I have no...
And it fooled some teams for a little while, but
like,
Legends there...
reason to think it other than just kind of reading the situation from the outside.
There's only 2 players. It's SWQ as a duo. And if someone
but I think during the struggles at LAN and Split 1, I think Panay and Strafing butted heads, and I think IBG had to make a decision.
Teams on the inside that have to worry about their next move. You see Boogie Borders are one of them. The ring is at their back right now, and even Kill Devil are about to get pushed off this top level.
And not only that, outside Divine also
that's kind of always been my
SWQ still in a good spot. This Lightning Unicorn has
suspicion.
They're getting hit by the crossfire as well. Akuma poking at them, but eventually Akuma's also going to need to move. We're watching Lightning Unicorn right now. They're crawling alongside that ringful, basically. Divine, on the other hand, they're dealing with conflict from the
I mean,
front.
I think for the reason being is when you looked at their performance fall off, his performance was the one that fell off the most of the 3.
Again, it's Akuma who stands tall for the time being outside nearby. Boogie
and that's how it's always going to be for the IGL, right? IGL is always going to get the credit as well as the blame.
Kill Devil finally having to move down now, trying to create some space for the energy barricade.
Justly or unjustly.
Coming out of the conduit. The catwall will try and save them some time. Have to pull behind it just for a little bit of
Sheesh!
And it's just craziness down here. LU.
All right, Akuma's going to be able to take the high ground here, but they got to rotate out.
The river all to themselves. That's very important. The other 4 squads are in an absolute hailstorm of a battle over on the pylon side.
Yeah, grab your popcorn if you're LU. You're going to watch all these other teams face off against each other before they fight you. And we're watching Legends Gaming still on the high ground. They know no buses nearby. Those members still alive here for Boogie Borders. Outside, though, they still have the small corner to work with, as we said a while ago. Boogie Borders have 3 up as well. So 4 full squads ready to clash. This might be, though, a bit of a preview of what's to come. Legends on one side here, Gino. Boogie Borders on the other. And the clash for the crown may begin here.
Come on, Legends.
And double Nemi and 30-30 on Lightning Unicorn as well, so you know they're going to be putting in the hurt as you approach them. That said, triple reds on the side of Legends Gaming. That also gives me a little bit of confidence in how these guys are going to play. Wingman and 2 Prowlers on their side as well.
BGB pushing out outside the ring.
Any issues with outside now going down to Boogie Borders. They've managed to get their full 3 back up, so an incredible turnaround of fortune.
Legends versus BGB.
Legends finally try and make mincemeat of them.
Yeah, they're trying to get back.
Come on, Player K, last one alive.
Already with the advantage, Player K, the only one still standing.
Shield swamp. Let's go, Player K.
Boogie says gone, but look who's on the prowl. Lightning Unicorn. They've been watching like hawks, and now they're ready to build their mid. Player K, he cannot stand against them, and Lightning Unicorn from top 2 all go to top 1 now.
Beautifully played by them. They didn't wait at all. You saw LU. They knew the last 2 teams were fighting. Bam. They don't sit on their own position. They go. And
there it is. Lightning Unicorn. Chat, I told you, watch out for him.
Incredible last ring we just saw.
You know, Nice Wig's going crazy right now.
Around, we're getting a little bit more of that APAC-S action that we all want.
Exactly right. You know, we're here for one of the best regions, Dax. You know, we're finally put on the map. APAC-South Pro League, we produce teams such as Dark Zero, you know, back-to-back champions, which doubled our prize pool. But, you know, I don't want to live in the past.
For the most part, right?
Know,
Did they make one roster change, or am I tripping?
We're here to watch the teams from Australia, Singapore,
no, it's the whole
Thailand,
Rob squad.
More.
You're right.
Get a chance to reach the regional finals and then potentially into the playoffs. But I love that zone, Dax. We love a good ring pull when it pulls into a zone. I know a lot of the teams have been practicing in team deathmatch for that specific zone. Boogie Borders were practicing a lot of that one. And even though they were
Hey, Ducky coming in with the gift to Jaded over on the purple. I appreciate you, man.
Dax, which team surprised you?
Yo, Ducky the
in this
MVP,
zone
dog.
pull?
I mean, still, I think Unicorn, we've been hyping them up from that.
Enjoy the cap, Jaded. Enjoy the
that
emotes.
win. On the other hand, though, I think one team that really impressed me was No Credit. They got 5 kills, even though they were in that top 10 spot. It just goes to show that there is that firepower. Another team down the list. Now, you have Firebirds. They were taking the fights early on the west side, even with the ring pull all the way to.
I take care of his ads,
Those are the
facts.
moments where you think
Appreciate
for APAC, sure, there are these edge teams willing to fight against one another.
I do
early
need to
on
do a better
just to
job
get
of keeping an
themselves
eye
in
on
Yeah, so we obviously seen Lightning Unicorn
dropping
come in
ads like in
clutch
ring
here,
2 or
and,
3
they
or
did
something,
well in
though,
the
to be
original
fair.
match as well. So from our 2
Like, I ain't
matches
gonna
that
stop
we've
running
watched
ads.
so far,
Let's
any
make that
teams
very,
that
very
might
clear.
need to pick up the slack a little bit, Dax.
It does feel like Korean Fire is the one to watch out for. They're still playing a bit of that older style that we saw from them last year. It's the same BOIs anyway from what we saw from 2023. But they were beaten back early, and we've seen from Korean Fire in scrim results, it hasn't been the best. There were good showings yesterday if you're watching those scrims in the multiple channels that we have for it. But beyond that, they need to find that form.
I really think this BGB squad is going to be one of those teams that literally just pushes the shit out of everybody. And it's going to be so much fun to watch.
You got Legends Gaming on the other, and I'm very hyped up to see these kind of fights happen again and again in the upcoming weeks.
Yes, it's exciting when you've got a couple of teams forming as a duo and being able to get back
Are you
into the
feeling my
action.
swag? Are you feeling my flow? Man, I see you in the crowd like every single show. And you steady trying to act like y'all don't know. The party don't stop until I drop my flow. Are you feeling my
Holy smokes!
Man, I see you in the crowd like every single show. And you steady trying to act like y'all don't know.
Yo, what up, Blenikin? How you doing, buddy?
As well as
Welcome
they,
in, Raiders.
could have in the first match along with Boogie
What it
Borders
do? What it do?
as
Yo,
well.
what up,
Dax, they were
Tempest? How
sort
you
of
doing?
floating around the bottom and seem to have pulled out something here to get themselves into the top 3.
What were you playing today, homie? Playing some
Absolutely, and Boogie
DBD,
Borders
huh?
at Pan to go
Let's
2
go.
damage, 6 kills out of the
Lightning
12.
Unicorn
They
out in
have
the lead
rocked
heavy,
up Boogie
16
Borders to
points
that
away from the
second
rest of the
spot
squad.
with
Legends able to
15
bounce
KP.
back
They're
from their
tied up with
3-point
Bearclaw
game.
Gaming there with 22. Legends Gaming a pretty even 10-10 as
The
well.
anger
And looking
inducing
down
DVD.
the
I feel
order,
it. I
think
feel
one
it.
team that we need to watch out for still has to be AGL. 11 KP moving forward. They can be a beast unleashed, and we've talked about them struggling on store point. They found a few more
Ooh, Drew
spots
Bears,
right
I'm gonna have to
now
refund that
coming
to you
into
just
this
because
year
we're doing
compared
a
to
watch
their
party right
more
now.
awkward drops back in Bean last year.
If I was
So
streaming, I
really
normally
want to
could.
see more from them beyond that. Lightning
But I
Unicorn,
can't
they're
right
above and
now.
beyond the field so far.
Yeah,
But
and
I
as
love
we
you.
said,
I
we
love your
like a little
face.
bit of an underdog story, but we'll
I
go
hope you
take
understand.
a break now before we get into match 3, and we'll see you soon.
Commentary's been good, man. First 2 games down. It's opening weekend. Ducky. You and me, we're gonna have a chat, sir. Let's take a look at scoreboard. I know they showed it up there for a second, chat. But here's how we sit after 2 games. But yeah, Blenderkin Games, his commentary's been good. Kind of surprised with Lightning Unicorn taking a step out. Back-to-back top 2s. I mean, second place finish with 18 points in game 1. Then they walked away with a 20-point dub in game number 2. Which has allowed them to separate from the crowd quite a bit. Hey, yo, TikTok. I'll be back here in a couple minutes. I'm going to do a quick reset. For some reason, TikTok Studio is giving me some issues. Yeah, it was a good game for Legends there. Really good bounce back. Bear Claw Gaming even obviously finishing up there or following up their top 3 or their top 1 with a couple of points down here in 10th. They at least got themselves a couple of kills, so they're at least in the mix still. But Lightning Unicorn at this point kind of control their own destiny, right? Like, if they can just put up a solid 6 to 10 points in the next couple of games, They have one more like top 5. Like that's the strength of, especially like starting off the way they did. I mean, 38 points in 2 games is no easy feat, right? We'll have to see where this last game on Storm Point takes us. So chat, we only have one group of games today. Oh, Blenderkin, I'm down. To be fair, my gaming schedule is going to be a little hectic now that esports is like officially kicked off. But we can figure it out. I am down.
I may have tricked you. Glad I got that off my chest.
Because ALGS officially kicks off tonight. We've got an APAC North tomorrow night. And then Sunday we're all day with 1 and 6 o'clock for EMEA and NA.
Welcome back, everybody. We just watched match 2 on Storm Point, and as we gear up for match 3, the final match.
We back, baby, I think.
Something I expected.
Yeah, we back.
AGL was something I was hoping to see because they've always been a little bit of a favorite of mine since they came in.
Good old
Divide,
ISP issues, baby.
Want to see a little bit more from them. You know, DNZ getting contested. Obviously, that's going to make it a little tougher. Dreamfire, probably expect a little bit more from them as well. But as we mentioned,
You
know,
did.
where these guys are landing on the map and how they're, you know, the contests they've got to deal with.
I meant to do that earlier. My bad. Then we were busy, but I got you on a non watch party day.
Exactly right. And you know, some teams can perform well on one map and then absolutely change tactics the next. So we do have our last.
How you been,
match
Drew?
for
Hopefully you've been
Storm
good.
Point.
Hopefully New Year's
So
treating you
we'll
well.
see Lightning Unicorn take out the top again, along with Bear Claw Gaming coming up just behind. You know, they seem to dominate on Storm Point. And then we'd move on to World's Edge for match 4, 5, and 6. This is where player compositions could change. Genome, they could, you know, have a few more
Ducky.
Watsons in there, a lot of building plays depending on where zones are pulling.
We
Do you
got
think
practice for
might
Little Man in
see
the morning
A few changes in Legends.
with pictures and stuff.
I mean, we're almost certainly going to see it.
And we'll see how I'm feeling, but probably more than likely after that. Yes.
Game 2, and that was.
What time you work tomorrow?
Esports drop Catalyst and pick up. Sorry, drop Horizon and pick up Catalyst actually. So yeah, only one change so far. But you know, in terms of who's been really performing well so far, I think there's definitely been some standouts. And as you can see
Look at
here,
that.
as always, I mean, for the longest time, Easy Flash sits on top of the damage standings, and
Shouldn't
you know,
be a surprise.
for as long as we've been making these graphics, Lace,
Yep.
years now, it's like we may as well just leave his you know, his name.
I do like to see this top 3 though.
Because he's just always
3
there.
players
That's
who are
why I
all
think,
really.
because I feel like everyone had been watching had really known how much quality.
Sorry,
he
chat.
had
We've
as
got
and
a
especially
snowstorm
his
that's been in
ability
our
to
area,
outperform
so
for very
I think
long.
that's probably caused
Yeah, and it's
that
really
little
nice
bit
to
of
see,
finickiness
you know,
with the
Lightning
stream.
Unicorn take
Appreciate
out
you
the
guys
lead
are hanging
and
with
then
your boy,
having,
though, being
you know, a
patient.
player reflect
We're
that
getting
in
ready
the
to get
stats and the damage as well.
for,
So
or we're getting ready
we
for
know
game
that they're
number
putting in
3
the
here.
work,
Last game
for
on Storm
everything that they're
Point.
doing in this game and for their team, and probably yelling he's one shot several times. So you know, it's good to see Lightning Unicorn reflect the stats, as you would say. But yeah, I remember, you know, Easy Flash. That is pretty much where I've seen that name is from. Always having high damage in these games.
You're so cute
you
and
know,
beat
I'm
me up.
getting used to
Appreciate
all
you.
the players and understanding everything, but I'm like, I swear I've seen that name before, and we can definitely tell why it's an implemented graphic. And as we have match 3 on Storm Point. This is our final match.
All right, chat.
Let's go.
Also, it looks like
All right. straight back into it. We've had a north to south dropship here, which means, of course, D and Z and KPG are straight into it now. Once again, D and Z landing on the higher part
Liquipedia, or not
of
Liquipedia. Yeah, Liquipedia is back up to date. So let me get you
essentially
standings in chat over on
in the building to the south of Lightning Rod, or sometimes even
TikTok
going further
and
down
or
to
on
Underwood.
Twitch
So this
and
worked out for them
Liquipedia.
last time, so no, looks like they actually want to loot a little bit further because D and Z are not chasing them quite as hard this time, Dax.
I mean, if they do have some guns to work with, KPG does hold their own. You mentioned it, DNZ just hanging back for the time being. We saw a while ago they're willing to cross that bridge. Not this time around. DNZ gonna be a little bit more careful compared to last time, just because they were out early on. They know the firepower that Keep Going Gaming has. They know they have a little bit of a rivalry from the off-season front with them.
Long shot,
Play
Ducky.
it sound. You can see the ring though. It's already towards the north center part of the map. You can see that north pad, the wall, parts of it. It's gonna be interesting for teams like Godhand, WM Fireboard, and outside for now how they're gonna play things.
Yeah, and Godhand are all over that, right? I mean, now that the IMC is gone, or well, it's still there, but it's not in its sort of
kind of
loot
broken,
vault
you know?
potential that it used to have. So you're not seeing teams land there,
It's
which
been
means
ransacked,
Godhand get that all to themselves now. Exactly. So it's actually quite open, Godhand. That's going to be quite a boon for them, as well as outside, who are just rotating very quickly in through the wall. As we saw there, Serenity, we've had word that they are going to be a duo for all of today, which is
That's
a little bit
unfortunate
sad.
for Serenity. I wonder what they're having issues with.
Reasonably well. Jesco, I would say, one of the best sort of up-and-coming, if you've got someone to try and keep your eye on as the next big thing. He could be it, honestly. Puts out some serious damages, and he's a very, very strong player that I'm keeping my eye on for sure. Akuma going to be flying in now towards the chokes. Will they take up position? They do have the ring knowledge. They have been beaten to the buildings in front of them. By
All right, let me make sure I can do this and remember to do this the right way.
Yeah, exactly that. Already in position outside, also in the 3 oranges in front of them. So Akuma
Actually, we'll wait a little bit.
rely on the single building in front of them, smoking their way through, get a little bit of a cover. On the other hand, Legends Gaming, see already Trident Into, ready to hyper rotate if ever.
Oh, because I'm usually supposed to delete that off the message, honestly. 'Cause later on in as the scores get bigger, I won't be able to just put it all in the same command, Ducky.
Surprised by the lack of space they can use from that point on. And Bearclaw's already catching one target in front of them.
Oh man, Belkin straight into Beast of the Hunt. This guy is not stopping today. I'm trying to think, actually, was he on that? I was so busy, giving some love to Easy Flash there. I actually kind of forgot to look at second and third, I'm not going to lie. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was on that top 3 damage graphic.
Easy. It's probably in the top 10. I think it
I think
was
so.
one from Lightning Unicorn and one from Boogie Borders. There were 2 people in that
Yeah.
last game that did get 2k damage anyway. One being Easy Flash, of course. And so for now, Bearclaw Gaming, they wanted to go for the hunt, but Ash Esports gets away for the time being. They're going to see WM Firebird, though, across them, who are resetting for now. So Ash, they're given a chance to get a building for themselves, and this will allow them to barricade with that Catalyst in total.
Putting in that work, dog.
Okay.
I mean, BCG,
Kakoi getting a
has
little
been
bit
fighting a
caught off
bit.
guard here.
You find yourself
Now
a
the
purple, you
walls
put on
start to
some
go up. They
damage,
realize
plus you
where the
craft.
threat is coming from. It's behind, and Kisan actually hits a decent spray with the R301, but it's not necessary.
They're going to be able to stay standing here is the real question, though.
Yeah, Laheem has a good spot for the time being. Leads to a 2v2 at least, but Laheem double time is popped. There's a damage as well, and I'm still watching for Bearclaw, especially
This is that squad Jada was talking about, the former D-Wood squad. Over here for Kakoi.
Already nearby, Kakoi though holding their own.
They gotta watch
Bearclaw
your
getting in
backside for a
trouble.
3P.
Belkun has to get away from the hunt and get the heck out of here instead, as Kill Devil is giving chase to them.
Did they just queue up Triton?
Interested in getting those frags in early there. He's gonna have to hightail it there.
I think
he's actually running hammer points on the Mozambique, by the way. So would have been cool to see that pop up in the fight, but maybe next time.
part of the map to themselves. Kapoy actually getting the reset too, so happy to still play around that spider stance.
To be fair, I think they were stress testing it a little bit for the devs too. No?
Beautiful stuff from Kissants and the rest. Force a Dark Veil out. Kill Devil will need to disengage from here.
I don't think it was necessarily simply because of their rumors. I'm sure that they had to have had some communication, right?
Their way out of that one, had to burn 2 out of the 3 ultimates there to make it happen, but I think that is definitely a fair price to pay for their lives. Belkin having to move further out as he sees Kill Devil get a little bit.
Didn't we see APAC-South do a little bit of Olympus and scrims for like 2 weeks, or am I tripping on that as well?
We can see Ash actually find themselves in a pretty decent position for one. So, you know, a team that we see
was so
very
long ago.
often on the outer, a team that stays all the way outside crafting for a very long time.
Well, feels like so long ago,
changed
yeah.
that up, and this time they're going to go for a bit more of a zone effort.
Yeah, they're shifting their playstyle. You mentioned a while ago that swap from one legend to the Catalyst, right? And besides that, yeah, Divine here, that Dark Veil used up by them.
So it looks like this is ending up North Pad-ish way. Not quite North Pad, but
yeah, here we
potentially
go.
those little
One of the teams doing that
trenches.
And having a look
Just
at
a little south of it.
Going on today, you can see up the top there, the most pick composition was actually
Who lands into North Pad? Is that
and Bangalore? But there's a good spread, Dax. You know, it's not. That was, what was it, 20% or something, I think, versus sometimes.
Oh, I think NA did it for like, yeah, almost a month, I think.
Catalyst was meta. We saw up to 60%.
On Olympus. I still wish they would add a third map. I would rather do
sitting at, you know, 20-15-15. That's
a series of
I would
6,
say a very
2-2-2 on 3 different maps,
nice
personally.
Yeah, Meta is looking very healthy here, but keep going gaming already now to take the fight towards Kill Devil. Bear Claw Gaming, the lone member of Belkin, watching all this and poking from above. PGG.
As long as EA has figured out what was causing the crashes on Storm Point, we'll call it a dub, you know?
While they're having so much the trenches, it's Legends Gaming taking that position, but they're still watching here by the wall. Keep going gaming, becoming the barricade. Keep Kill Devil away. No credit in Serenity, also watching from nearby, but Bible here with a 30-30. At least trying to go for a few pot shots.
All right, Divine and Legend.
Legends now in position towards Divine.
Yeah, Belkin was just kind of creeping up behind them, thinking maybe he can get the 1v1.
Let's see if they end up splitting real estate here, or Divine and Legend end up
just be rat.
button heads early.
At some point, you'll probably have to go through KPG, which is going to be tough. That said, with the ring shifting north now, Legends Gaming are in a decent spot here as they hold down the tunnels. You know, notably keeping a similar play style from Champs that really worked for them with that double.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like now with Year 4 started, we'll probably play the rest of Year 4 with just 2 maps, you know?
It means when they do get position in the ring, they are very hard to deal with, and we saw that over at the Pylon game.
Yeah, as soon as they get that Watson setup right, they're already in position. It does beg the question, though, how do they finish off some of the more outer rings, which does become a problem to them from time to time. We'll see if that becomes a problem now, and we're still watching Keep Going Gaming. Looting now, still watching out for Kill Devil and Bear Claw, but no credit is the ultimate gatekeeper here.
We'll get that ad out of the way here before things really pick up and bring it to closing.
Right now, everyone here by the
should buy us enough time
as soon as this ring
to where we're good till after.
Yeah, so Kukoi just playing a little bit of gatekeeping. That's what these 2 chokes just outside of Cascade Falls are very, very good for. You know, repelling. Who was that at the start? They took out.
I feel like with Divine and
yeah, of course, yeah.
What's his name right next to each other.
And then as this next ring pulls in, yeah, they'll probably. Yeah, you can see they're already pinging some positions further inside, and they'll probably be.
I think if you take the
as a couple of teams still fighting it out World War II style down here. AGL,
I think if you take the like zip rails or whatever out of Broken Moon, I think it's actually not bad, personally. For comp, anyways.
AGL coming from above, and QQ ready to throw the arc sights and throw Dreamfire away. Dreamfire's gone yet again, and the struggles continue.
Yeah, Dreamfire's struggling.
Oh God, they mopped them up in absolutely no time. That was Great work.
I mean, they were sitting at 12th before this game, and now they just went out early once again.
Of the Horizon coming down with the Arc Stars to clean them up. See ya later. Dreamfire barely even knew what hit them there. And AGL, instead of going further in, they're gonna, you know, just take their time. Look if there's anyone else around the edge that they can pick up.
Yeah, AGL, it seems like their game plan in Storm Point a lot more sound compared to last year. Just having a better stable location to drop in. Sonota Cave rotating that direction, moving into pounding teams like Dreamfire. It works for them, but Belkin, the only one still here. He's taken down Kill Devil, and Belkin refuses to lose here. Beast of the Hunt to get a bit of that movement speed as the ring is taking its toll on him. Keep going on the south side though, no credit.
I think what's interesting about Dreamfire's had two relatively
Well, he's got the gold armor, so it makes it a little bit easier to live during Ring 3, because you can see
generous rings out of the 3, and they've still gone out early,
yeah,
like leaving Mill.
You're not having to constantly pop med
Ducky.
kits, you can kind of do that. All right, as we see where the ring is shifting, it's continued to go north, not nearly as tricky as the one down near the pylon, and that means that outside, who I believe started at the wall, have great position up inside the oranges there.
So that means
SWQ
Legends is more than
once
likely
again
going to end
found
up
good
taking a
position as
fight with
duo,
God
but
Hand,
they really need to get there with their
and I
full
bet
teams
you
if they don't want
Divine
those
third
positions
parties it.
taken off them.
Yeah, it's just so easy for them to get steamrolled later on if they're spotted. I was thinking a while ago,
Or maybe now it's going to be the opposite way, and God Hand takes a fight with Divine, and Legend third parties it.
Inside the best spot so far. Legends, Divine, AGL, start barreling down from that southwest corner very, very soon. And
But AGL isn't too far off from them either to be able to like 3P that.
Looking for a better spot, but
So Divine and Legends, their spot isn't the like it's a good spot. It's only not a good spot just because of everybody that's rotating in.
They've identified
I would say
a fantastic spot to be at the end of the game, and outside have got their work cut out for them if they want to take on Legends.
All right, Legends going to push across, looking for the nut building, or one of the nut buildings, I should say. Is this DNZ and Divine here? Probably.
Also into a fight over here in the trenches against God Hand.
Oh, this is the God Hand. Yeah.
God Hand here will
Divine will probably third party this right here, right? Yo, Blunderkin, I appreciate you, man. Also, I don't know if I ever actually shouted you out because we were in the middle of the game, but Chad, y'all don't know Blunderkin. I need y'all to make sure y'all are getting acquainted.
Legends outside still have their scuffle within the next ring.
Dude's a legend. Been hanging out part of the community for a while.
To get over to the opposite end of the trenches.
Member follows a free love, free support. Love you, fam. Have a good night.
Using a little bit of cover for now. The ring is right beside them. Keep Going's also gone for the time being. The NC, they get a little bit of slice of trenches. They hold their home. Nades are coming their way too. Boogie Borders next on the list. No, instead, they do fight. They go against
Boogie
Kakoi,
Borders out,
against
huh?
them, and Boogie Borders is gone.
Yeah, solid game now for Kakoi. Beating off two very tough teams there and continuing their march towards this end zone.
AGL is going to go out. Divine's going to have, I think, one down over there, right? DNZ's going to go out in 11th.
It's TNC as WMFB.
Price is able to get back up on their feet. Can they keep
continue on towards Divine. SWQ though.
Oh my god.
Squads at bay. Hold
still
on.
ready to try and fight. Shady already low way or watching out for that southern quadrant. But Divine is pinched and SWQ decides to bail out. They've done the damage they needed to allow WMFB to get the advantage with the aggression. And Shark's the one on the prowl, forcing Divine to get the hell out of there.
Damn.
For the time being.
Yeah, they actually fall back into the spot they were not too long ago. So they get completely caught off guard there. They're not expecting SWQ
Divine's able to survive through all that, though. Pick themselves up some good KP. They're going to have to find their way over towards the water, though.
They were just really not expecting that, and that meant
and remember, Legend already rotate over towards one of those nut buildings. They're like, they should have solid positioning in this final zone here.
Result there for Divine. That looks like it could have been disastrous for them.
I just want to point out some significant rats right now. Bear Claw Gaming, Belkin with that gold already mentioned, using those syringes to go all the way to the north and head back down south. So he's still alive and running around with the ring. You also have Lightning Unicorn with Jackie, the only one actually popping that Valkyrie ult. Guide or dive
Is that Divine there? It's rotating out.
So the gatekeepers now flying on away. WFB getting consumed by the ring and clashing against any close target. Divine and Akuma facing off by the house on the south side. Outside still, Kraber in hand cracks the shield of one. While this happens, it's Pricey already down. Wayward also removed from the equation, and Divine, their intervention, well, this might be the trouble for them. They're eliminating.
They should be closing in on Divine, right?
WFB, the Dark Veil in front of them, and here comes LK. But
damn.
down goes WFB. It's not enough versus Akuma.
No, look, way too
Oh, it's
easy.
Akuma that they were trying to take down. Akuma's in trouble here, though. That at least the pylon should allow them to
doesn't have, it can only block one side. It can't block two at
allow
once,
them to get the
and
reset here.
Once that kind of happened, it was pretty much
Can they get
done
this
for Divine.
pick up,
That
though, is the
said,
real
will
question.
they get set up in time? I don't know.
They probably get
SW2
sent here,
once
right?
again just
Yeah.
being a menace to
Wow.
all of the teams. This
Good
time,
shit from
Akuma
Yukoi. That
won't
allows
pay
them to get the
price.
pickup. They should have time for a full reset here.
Well, 3 squads in front of them, and 3 go down. Not only that, they're able to bring Lima back to life, and this allows them to reset themselves away from all the potential actions.
So Legends knows that they've got a team to their right in that other nut building.
Bear Claw, Rolling Thunder now go Legends Gaming.
That's outside the ring.
Nearby, no credit, Lightning Unicorn also within the same orange by this point. As the wall sang, it was out.
Or there are 2 teams over here.
That covers at the very least outside scouting around this location. No Sang with his own
No
fight here
Sang
to
doing a
deal
good
with.
job staying alive.
He in
Oh.
trouble. Cover still, black holes there, and Mexius
Only for a
will
second.
confirm that down. There's so many crisscross wires here on the high ground. This is the only
All right,
safe
come on,
spot
Legends.
for outside to work with.
So what you were
Feels
built
like
for,
outside
boys?
got their team communication crossed up a bit there, unfortunately, and 2 of them might be able to make it into the next circle, but honestly, I'm feeling like this is a bit of a tough one. I'm looking at more so teams like Kakoi, who have successfully rotated to the west side of the circle. And have
All right, Catwall to allow them to rotate out and get across the water here.
Over there, I think they're in a great
Oh.
spot. Legends are going to move out near Akuma. And
Akuma?
as you can see, that top side of the circle right now.
Oh,
is
I don't think Akuma knew that Legends were there.
And Lightning Unicorns has already gone. Legends Gaming though still clashing.
Did they?
against Akuma as outside does find the last member of Bear Claw. Akuma falls, and Legends Gaming now is ready
Come on,
to go
Legends.
for more.
Let's go, Legends.
Dealing with any close contact, Kakoi tries to poke at them. 3 spots now left, strafing flame down to the floor. And it's
Ah,
Kakoi
they're gonna have to
still
go out
with
in the
better
open,
spot.
though.
No credits gone to Legends Gaming. Will this be the end of this map's legacy as outside is on the outskirts, poking with the 30-30. The dance is not enough. Goodbye to Player K. Goodbye to Easy Flash. And it's hello to Kakoi having the
Yeah,
better
here's
spot.
Kakoi walking away with
Outside's
the
gonna
dub.
be in trouble. Kakoi, they played ultimate gatekeeper all throughout this game, and they're ready to
That's
consume
easy.
another target. It's victory for Kakoi at our last Stormfront map of the day.
Man.
Yeah, Kakoi had a really good read on that.
That's
That's one of those things where positioning just is supreme.
Ducking into the storm just to get the red armor swap quickly, coming back out, pulling out the scout, dominating. But unfortunately, as soon as the ring...
Who was that last one alive for Legends? I think it was Player K. Just out jumping around, hoping maybe
I mean, they looked good right from the start.
the other
Like,
team
some
falls
things
first
in
and you get
initial fights
second.
and for gaming, you were like, oh, okay, these guys kind of turned up today. And by the end, you'd seen exactly the fruits of their labor.
That's exactly right. You know, we had Bear Claw Gaming taking out the first win, and then Lightning Unicorn taking out the first win in our second match, and now Kakoi, you know, a lot of unsuspecting teams sort of taking out the victory, but it's excellent to see, you know, these teams rising to fame in Split 1. Gino, take us to your favorite moment in the chaotic recap.
When did
Oh, I
Lightning
mean,
Unicorn
geez,
go
that
out, though? They went out pretty late, right? Like 5th, 6th?
Would have
So
to
it had a
be
decent game?
one of them. That was absolutely nuts. So much damage with that one grenade there. But yeah, look, the pop-off from Easy Flash at the end was also pretty good. By the way, outside finished second with 0 kills.
Oh, that's excellent. But yeah, you can see Kakoi here. They just
see
had
that
so much space. And all the other teams there, and of course, you know, we love the dancing that we had from our MHK
Yeah, I think they went
teams.
out like
What can you
5th.
do when you're sort of crossing across that sort of water there when Kakoi's on your tail, and then look, you know, 8 kills for Kakoi placing in first there, and then yeah, outside rising from the bottom ranks.
No
up to the
kills
top
though.
there,
So
which
what?
is awesome
7th
to see.
is
And I think we've seen Legend Gaming's up the top there.
4
Genome.
points?
So they're sort of consistent.
Yeah, and
On
that's
placement?
honestly, I think that's the mark of a great team, right? When you look back at teams who have won APAC South as a region before, they don't necessarily have to win every single game, right? But they're always putting in a couple of points here and there, a couple of KP, a couple of placement points, just always creeping up. Because if you can average, you know, let's say 10 points a game, like, you're going to win lobbies. If you can average, say, 6 points a game, you're always going to be up there around
3
the
points.
top. So that's why they're sitting currently in second spot now with 32 points. But Lightning Unicorn,
Let's see, 'cause they're at 38 before.
Second, I think it was on Storm.
Yes.
Because what? 11th through 15th is 1. 8th through 10th is 2.
Pushing up now, like Bear Claw and
Is that right?
Boy,
6th and 7th, 3.
after a nice game 3.
And then it scales from
That's it.
there.
Well, you don't see too many teams with, you know, a dramatic lead. You know, Lightning Unicorn are out in front there, and then, you know, a third and fourth are sort of tied evenly. You know, Bear Claw Gaming doing great and winning first in our first match at Storm Point. So, you know, only time will tell to see what we will do on our next map, which is World's Edge. But man, that was just an excellent show for everybody. I'm loving seeing these underdog teams. I did see there no credit. Obviously, in the previous match, had a fair few kills, and now they're placing. I think they're in the top 10, so they did well in that match as well. So hopefully, we can see a little more out of them. You know, I know Savior is a big Watson player, and what's better than having a Watson in World's Edge?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's been fun watching Savior throughout the different metas, I think, because obviously sometimes Watson's been in, sometimes it's been out, and whenever it's in, the team's looking pretty good. You know, shock horror, because he is one of the better users of utility for that legend.
Exactly. I've been IGL'd by Savior before in some ranked matches, and God, you just feel so safe with that man. So I'm really hoping that they can perform at World's Edge. But as we hit halfway, everyone, it's time to get some more.
Hey, I did it right. Look at that. From memory. Your boys got it.
On World's Edge.
Your undisputed champion.
Your boys got it. All right, so I know they showed this earlier, but there it is back up on the screen. Embrace it, enjoy it, remember it. Lightning Unicorn is still in the lead by 9 points. However, Legends have been able to cut into that just a little bit. You figure at this point, with 3 games left, there's still plenty of time for really anybody. But I would say for sure from like Akuma up, depending on how Lightning Unicorn does and what kind of finish you can have in a couple of games. Not saying that teams like Divine, No Credit, Keep Going can't, but it's going to be a little tougher, you know? But always have yourself a pretty big game. But World's Edge, a new map. If anyone wants to see a quick reminder of what the contests look like on World's Edge, we've got that triple contest kind of weird guy going on down between Boogie Borders, Akuma, and WMFB. And then not too far from them, you've got DNZ and KPG at Harvester. So could be where we start seeing maybe a little bit more early game fragging potentially. But we're halfway there. Whoa. Living on a prayer, chat. So yeah, it looks like we'll have that contest between Mirage Etoile and staging. So that should be interesting. I feel like where they've got their names posted, it could be not like a full contest, but we'll see. Obviously, DNZ and KPG is going to be a full-on contest over at Harvester. Y'all, Ven Baxley, appreciate the follow over on TikTok, fam. Hopefully you're having yourself a fantastic Friday evening into Saturday. We've still got about a minute here until we're back from break. Once we get back from break, I will probably go and use the restroom, but I don't want to miss switching over yet. How we feeling so far, chat? First 3 games down of ALGS. Feel like the games have been pretty solid. Honestly, Ducky, I feel that. I feel that, buddy. Definitely glad I took a nap today. That way we would be good to go for this. We'll have to do the same thing tomorrow for chat. We got APAC North tomorrow. And we do have English coverage of APAC North now over with the APAC-South hub.
Surprise.
That will start tomorrow at 10 p.m.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're ready to go as we hit halfway through our Match 1, Split 1 APAC-South Pro League. Our region consists of, teams from Australia, Thailand, Singapore, and more. We've just had our first 3 games, and they've been action-packed. Dax, do you still have the passion and energy to take on another 3 games?
Of course, Lace. I am so excited for even more to come. And truthfully, this was a cast that I've been very hyped up.
All right, World's Edge
I
time.
cannot believe we're already done with Stormpoint, seeing 3 maps go by that quickly. Yes, the games are a little bit shorter, but it really just goes to show when the action starts in APAC-S, it gets really, really hot, especially near the end.
Yeah, exactly right. And, we chatted a little bit about legend comps and what we would see on World's Edge. Are there any sort of legend comps that you're keen to see? I'm keen for the Watson fences everywhere on this map, but anything that you can touch on?
I mean, I always look at World's Edge and say, still are gonna need that Bangalore for the smokes. I do feel like that Conduit Catalyst combo has paid dividends for many of these teams. I think really the most interesting thing we've seen so far is Lightning Unicorn having no Bangalore in their roster. Maybe though a team like AGL can't go for a Mad Maggie, something like they did last year. We'll find out soon.
Exactly right. And, we love numbers here, and the best numbers is the prize pool.
True.
So we've hit double the prize pool from a previous year because we've had such exceptional teams basically take off and give us double the money.
So
it'll
be
125,000 spread amongst a couple of teams. So, 20,000 for first, 15,000 for second. This is exciting stuff for our region.
Bam!
We're sending through a few more teams as well this year. So, Dax, are you just itching to see this region perform?
What do you mean? They've already been performing for the past few years. It just is their big payday, I feel.
All right, chat.
It's really
now we've got it updating over on the purple app as well as the red app. Anytime you guys tune in, remember you can use exclamation point now, and as long as the Liquidpedia is updating, you guys can get a up-to-date scoreboard in chat. Just like last year.
Esports has moved. It really still is these teams ready to take that crown and ready to take the region to another whole level.
Exactly. We seem to lose all these teams to America, right? So, we've got to just keep replacing them. And from the matches that we've watched, I reckon we could see some people live up to Moist and Dark Zero's expectations. We have a couple of controller players that you could say are got to be in line with Jen Burton. Maybe not, but it could be a stretch. But you know what? They used to verse him, so they know exactly what they're doing. But I just want to quickly recap on the points.
All right, chat, while they're getting recapping standings, I'm going to finish up my water, refill it, and I also got to use the restroom.
So basically, you're awarded 12 points for first place.
I'll be right back.
Rotating and getting that position means ample amounts of points. 9 points for second place. And, of course, 1 point for each kill.
Yeah, And of course, we're gonna have those series points later on to see who's gonna be bringing those points to the final tally and get those spots. And of course, the bonus points are up for grabs. From what we've seen, though, Stormpoint has had an individual winner each map. So if those teams want to get those bonus points, they need to win at least 2 out of the 3 World's Edge maps. If it's anyone else, they're gonna have to win all the World's Edge maps along the way. But beyond that, it's still your old system from before. Those 12 points for getting that first place, really such a boon. But you can be that kind of team that just goes for KP instead.
Exactly right. You know, there hasn't been many teams that we've sort of touched on that have, you know, gathered these bonus points. You know, it's a fair few in between. And, you know, we've had a few wins from teams quite evenly. So we may not see it, but who knows? You know, World's Edge is coming up. It might be a dominating map for some teams. It's crazy to see, you know, obviously the team compositions and the way that players play on this map. World's Edge is OG, right, Dax? So we've all played it. We're all aware of it. They've added a couple of new POIs into the maps and a few changes in and amongst that as well. You know, we're obviously going to have a look at drop spots. Any contests on World's Edge you're excited for?
I mean, it's just that electric boogaloo of DN still have a point to prove here. I think, though, some of the big spots to really watch out for is with the departure of Moist Esports, Lava Siphon is wide open for the region. And of course, who takes it? It's the next contender to that crown, Legends Gaming, ready for that prime spot.
Exactly right. And we're going to figure out how it all happens right now. Match 3 on World's Edge. This is APAC-South Pro League.
We only have one group for today, ladies and gents, and it's A versus B. We're halfway done, halfway left, and we swap the map over to World's Edge. Welcome back if you are just tuning on in here at Longshot. Both of you also available for you. And of course, the incredible Gino with me still.
What up, Dax? Back straight into the action. We've got DNZ and KPG going right at it in the middle of half. So we've even got a Revenant in the middle of all this, immediately going for the res here because they've got a 2v1 advantage. And it looks like KH from KPG is already making his way out of Harvester, potentially leaving his teammates for dead at this.
So it looks like DNZ's got the
How on earth
advantage on KPG over here at Harvester.
Did he? He must have got the balloon. Okay. Trying to work out what was going on there. I was like, he can't have his ultimate up already. As the Valkyrie.
Like, already?
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh wait, have they?
Ducky.
Oh no, they turned around and they actually.
I appreciate you, fam.
He was just sitting underneath.
Have
the
yourself
railing,
a good evening.
And somehow they turned around.
I'll hit you up tomorrow in regards to potentially linking up for some game.
I mean, we're actually seeing this more and more, right, Dax? The double contest. And we can talk about that in a little bit because it looks like War Monster Firebird are trying to close the net.
Such a team name, man. War Monster Firebird, Doug.
I mean, Akuma's still around too, and Akuma might be in trouble. WMFP, they're pushing towards the trains, and this could be
Akuma!
Their way. Akuma's gone immediately, and 2 squads from the get-go removed from World's Edge.
Yeah, well, we saw there was a bit of an interesting one there where it was
so it looks like
a
little less Bangalore, little more Horizon,
the Mirage Trois,
couple more Valkyries.
Like War Monster Firebird, we're trying to take that as well, but you can't really.
We got a Rev probably rocking with a conduit somewhere.
You're also contesting staging, so that means Boogie Borders up at Lava Fissure do get that one all to themselves. Anyway, War Monster Firebird. Nice work there, kind of corralling all of Akuma into that little train car, and then just dealing with them from there. We've got Legends Gaming, very much already set up in the top of launch site here.
Easy flash, not even worried about the bag sitting on no shield.
Defenses going. Behind them, you've got Overlooked Entertainment sitting further down because, of course, the ring is pulling very much down here to launch site, not even to dome. So people like Kill Devil sitting over there will probably just do a little bit more crafting. And more teams, I think, are going to start pulling up here. Even like beyond We're not even seeing.
So the southern zone, again, a zone that maybe Legends can take advantage of. As you can see, they've already started moving their way over towards
they're going to be pushing
where this zone's looking to be moving. So one thing that they do so well is rotate really, really early.
These are some fun zones. I mean, there's even been some memorable ones here. Like if you think about Moist Esports taking out one of the splits last year, the regional finals, you know, they had their dub at the back of launch site to finish off that 3-game run. So look, no longer here with us. You know, put up the candles in chat for Moist Esports, but one day they'll meet again at LAN, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, just the lay of the land. Moist has to move to NA. I really do wonder if that was part of their
but anyway,
contract with getting the partner program.
seems like we're watching several teams still in position here. Launch site, of course, always going to be a melting pot of different teams coming together. You got SWQ on one side, you got Legends Gaming, as you mentioned, on the north side. You got God Hand around as well. And it does feel like these teams rotating early, already looking for the next ring to work with.
Yeah, certainly. It looks like it is another zone-heavy ring here where teams are pulling up. As you said, you know, Legends Gaming have got a very good spot in here. Easy flash. He's got the 2x4, which is going to allow him plenty of work. Only 220 ammo for the Scout, which isn't like a massive amount considering it is all the way at the start of the game right now. But who knows? Maybe they'll get some loot box donations at some point.
Yeah, it's just all about the south side, but in any case, these teams playing onto launch site, happy to just snipe as much as they can. DNC, you can see they still run that Valkyrie alongside.
It must be the end of Ring 1.
Well as that conduit bull in from afar. And perhaps here we're going to see more of these teams forego the Bangalore for something a little bit different. Beyond that, they're just hanging all around, clashing with Ash Esports and sticking around Lava Siphon for the time being.
See if Dreamfire can turn things around a little bit here. They're going to have a long rotate from where they land up at Countdown. Remember, they've kind of gone out early quite a few of the games here.
For these guys today, I mean,
sitting at 6 points going into this round, or into game 4 here.
Slots to go to land. You essentially needed to place well every single day, right? But of course, with that upgrade to major region status now for APAC-South, we do get 8 slots. That means it is a little bit easier to qualify. We're going to have 3 extra
That's a good point, actually. Now, you don't have quite as much pressure, but you still could probably only have like one off week.
Maybe around 20. I'm just going to chuck that
and
out
it can't even be an off week if you're playing on the back-to-back.
That's almost like
just like an off
of winning
series.
Right? So,
yeah.
You know, maybe it's not done and dusted just now for Serenity, but it is a little bit of a shame that they couldn't get that 3rd in for today.
Yeah, it gets tough, right? When some of these points stack up and you're going to be regretting. Maybe we had our full squad from that.
Oh,
first
true.
game.
Especially if they don't put up like really big
points.
points.
And we could actually get into the LAN immediately. But we'll cause that project, or rather, we'll talk about that program for another day. Got Dreamfire still already in trouble. Pizza immediately going to get sniped from afar, and Dreamfire really hasn't found their footing whatsoever.
The good news about where Dreamfire is, though, at least they'll don't have to worry about much people coming in behind them once the zone closes.
From Storm Point. So what has been working for Lightning Unicorn. They're trying to change a little bit of the meta comps here.
Yeah,
remember, Lightning Unicorn,
you know, obviously we were talking about teams probably changing
landed over at Thermal.
We've had,
so they've already found themselves over here down tree area.
As we've switched over. Some teams
they are probably gonna have to rotate from where they're at for like zone like 3.
You know, the very aggressive Bang, Bloodhound, Horizon.
Maybe they'll be good till 3, maybe 4.
Conduit. There's of course some reasons for that. They're contesting at Harvester. The contest specifically at Harvester, Horizon extremely strong in that one, so they had to keep on with that legend. Especially, you know, you generally. You have people fly down the bottom, and then you want to use that gravity lift to pop back up into the middle.
I guess they're not at tree. They're at launch site, aren't they? I'm an idiot.
They can pull out. But then also switching over to Conduit, because of course, now that we're seeing that, again, that double contest that we just touched on briefly before, where teams are like, if you're not going to leave me alone on my POI on this map, we're going to contest you on both maps now. We're going to make your entire life more difficult if you're not going to give this up for us.
And it gives them a level of confidence that they can actually take that fight. Talking about comp still, I do want to mention with the Conduit and the Catalyst, many teams who we've seen love to play the zone early on, like the teams we have here on Lodge site.
Didn't BGB have to deal with a lot of contesting last year too? Or am I tripping on that?
Into the radiant transfers on the other, and this staging ground of launch site will just be all about topping up those shields with the Conduit, keeping everything contained with the Catalyst, and when they need to move with Dark Veil, that's gonna be their call to action.
Yep, here we're getting a great view.
I really like this scene with the legend pictures and stuff. That's really cool.
SWQ have changed up their competition as well, going for Wraith Crypto Watson. A unique one among the...
So Dreamfire's got nobody else with them over on this Harvester side of the zone. They do got to worry about War Monster Firebird and Boogie Borders down to their south, who are more than likely going to fight one another.
Make a little bit of sense. It provides a lot of counterplay.
Actually, might be tuning into it right now.
Heavily contested spots, as we've seen happen a lot today, as the teams have been a little bit more conservative than in previous times in APAC-South. The Crypto does give you the chance to just insta-clear all of that Watson utility if you need to push an area.
Yeah, it's a level of future-proofing for some of these Crypto teams, just because they know other squads who love to play the Watson, as you mentioned, or even more shift into that controller meta. Then they can just pop that EMP and get that opening. Also, we've noticed a few more Valkyries into play, perhaps less confidence with the utility. Go for another Skyward side if they need to rotate, if ever. Watching Divine now, though, on the outskirts yet again. And all around, playing the smoke, actually getting inside the ring through the dome area. So they're going to go for the long rotation. But
this is a long rotate for them.
And Bearclaw Gaming is hounding their tracks here.
They better hope no one's on that other side, dog.
Yeah, Kill Devil and Bearclaw,
it's a risky rotate,
kind of mirroring them. But when you're getting mirrored by a team who's inside the ring, sometimes it doesn't end up that well for you. That's all I'm saying. You can see medkits obviously being popped now.
All right, come on, Divine. Let's see it go.
They make their way around, and this is going to be a.
They got to worry about Kill Devil coming out.
Honestly, I mean, Heck at least seems to have swapped back. You know, he's picked up the Rampart longbow with the Digi-Threat 4x10.
Turquoise didn't fit after their last game.
Certainly won one game at least today. They're pulling up towards the north. They're trying to hold up AGL, who are about to get crunched between them and No Credit.
Yeah, we're watching No Credit actually take down one from AGL.
Nice angle for Mexus. This is too easy.
The damage is being done by No Credit along the way. AGL, we watch them usually perform well on World's Edge. They're one of the first teams kicked out now.
Okay, so No Credit trying to do some damage over here. Kakoi not really wanting any of it. They're gonna back off. We finally did see Divine get inside the ring. They ran into Kill Devil in the end. It wasn't Bearclaw Gaming that they found their way to, and they have actually managed to stabilize just a little bit, but they've had to use their catwall to do so. Shady goes down. Kill Devil rolling up now in and over it with that gravity lift. Yeah, Kill Devil was prepared all along the way.
1v1?
Right behind them, it's still Overclock, as well as Bearclaw Gaming decided to play third party.
Oh, BCG, you dirty, dirty boys.
Next with the kill contract. Spikes are out. Dark Void's there for the wall, but Bearclaw Gaming is looking around for any other target. Rudenace there nearby. Seems like Overlook will also disengage with a single member backing on away. So Kill Devil, they survive with the Catalyst. They can bring Luahan back to the ground, as Kakoi's also gone along the way, losing the fight all the way on the northeast versus No Credit. Man, I don't know what the hell VCU was doing there. He kind of just gave it as a wild card and may have actually saved Kill Devil because they were so confused as to how they were.
Boogie Boarders got to figure out what they want to do. They technically could earn themselves into the later portion of the zone. We'll probably have a harder rotate on that south side. Looks like they're going to opt to go on the north. Kind of up the direction where we saw Legend Gaming at.
Once again, in a rough spot.
They've got Dreamfire behind them.
I'm not sure they managed to make it past like 10th so far in the placements. So Boogie Board is really having not the best start over on Storm Point. Let's see if World's Edge, where they started Lava Fissure and Mirage Etoile, can change their fortunes. I mean, they had that one top 3 game back in Storm Point, but beyond that, you can see that.
Yeah, so now they're gonna have to, like, realistically, they probably should rotate this way. They don't know that, man. But it'd be such an easier rotate to go for Boogie Borders. There you go, South.
Two squads will look to pinch if ever. And the duo of Serenity, they're still alive and kicking here, Genome, so they're moving.
And Lightning Unicorn in a good spot, at least until this next zone.
Yeah, they had a little
so they should be able to still continue to rack up some points here.
They changed up their comp here just to make some of those Hail Mary plays and try and squeak out a couple of placement points. Might serve them well. We'll have to wait and see on that one. DNZ up the top, as you said, outside. Ash looking at them, and then Dreamfire just below them near the Caravan. Actually starting to push up on this.
Hold on.
Ash has been waiting for this moment. Yase setting up the star point as well. Kill Devil's already
That's a lot of folks just jumping over at you, dog.
We're watching Dreamfire fight for their lives.
God.
3MC and Pitty very low already on the HP, and that's already Dreamfire losing out in this fight. DNZ go for the push, breaking the energy barricades along the way. Can Papa find one more target as Dreamfire tried to evacuate? WM Firebird, they're gone. DNZ looking to mop up these kills, get those points up on the board. And does feel like for Dreamfire, they're survived with one. Same case for Ash Esports here.
Damn.
Considering there was only 2 of them left, that was the perfect situation for Dreamfire. Otherwise, they were looking at a very hard gatekeep there. They come out at just the right time. Roy, I mean, his Catalyst had helped him out with the Caravan earlier, so he had a safe place to rest and recuperate.
Wow.
But now he comes out.
You dirty boy.
Take on these other two. The kill gets stolen away from him, trying to escape now, using both sides of this wall just to help him out. The beams come out. He's
and Bolin's able to come from behind with the 3P. Damn.
And he actually manages to stay alive.
And Roy stays alive. Not for long, though.
Does, but it's
all right, come on, Legends.
As we do see Legends Gaming, who have been watching and waiting to finish off any of those squads just lagging behind them.
After everything is said and done, no one survives from Lava Siphon, and Legends Gaming, they're prepared now to go for their own kind of push. You still have no credit nearby, though. Watching outside also on the low ground, keeping away from Bearclaw.
Outside the rings had a very, like, quietly consistent day.
Legends Gaming has a good angle, easy flash, ready to go for the clash. He still has so many scout bullets to work with. We're waiting for him to get that red armor online. Cracking those shields yet again. Big damage! And what a shot from Easy
hold on,
from afar.
hold on.
But while this happens, Legends Gaming, they need to contend with one more squad dropping on them. No
Yo,
credit.
he is just disgusting.
Their own juice here.
Easy
Legends Gaming,
flash.
Easy flash moving on around, but it's not enough. Pylons again. The fence is nearby. Strafing plane trying to survive, but that's Legends Gaming gone. No credit. Also booted. And the 2 squads that fought, they're removed.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's something we might see a bit this split, where no credit, just like essentially ratting down the bottom. They almost, I think they were waiting until they heard maybe, you know, a bat go off or a reload happen. They pop that gravity lift and just cause immediate chaos on top of Legends. They still don't win the fight, but they caused the death of Legends Gaming, and man.
All right, so that means Lightning Unicorn are gonna have a chance to extend their lead even more here in Game 4.
Those kind of plays.
They're still alive. They haven't gotten any KP, but right now they just get the vibe for placement points, dog. You get yourself a couple top 4s and you're vibing.
Gaming, though, taking advantage of the situation. You got God Hand also nearby, and SWQ still sitting pretty after mopping up everyone who fought towards the northern side here of launch site. I think Unicorn, though, they have a good spot, and they notice Boogie Borders down towards the northwest here.
Yeah, so they've got the bridge to play by. All
right, Boogie Borders
have a lot of the zone to themselves.
Have a lot of space, but they don't have good, elevation. I would say Lightning Unicorn probably in the best spot right now.
Closer, and if they can contend and not take too much damage from LU on their right-hand side, then Boogie Borders finally may be able to make a late charge in this series.
And Lalabang does some incredible damage there with the frag.
Well, there's going to be a big, big, really needed game here by BGB, especially if they can get a top 2. Now into the top 4 guaranteed with BCG going down.
This is looking very exciting if Godhat can hit a nutty shot. Bearclaw, though, removed now. 4 squads left in this fight, and if not Lightning Unicorn, it's SWQ in prime real estate. It's going to be trouble for Godhat and Boogie Borders as soon as this ring starts closing down.
Boogie Borders, I love their spot. LU are a threat, as we said, though. SWQ, Two reds and a blue are looking okay, and then Godhound below. I mean, look, they've got some placement points here, and they've got a Kraber.
I say Godhand gets to kind of play like out of the way though, like out of sight, out of mind.
So,
Only problem is they're not going to get to add much KP to their name, and they kind of need to now. Sitting at 11 points.
This will make for an exciting and a fun end zone here.
Yeah, I think the concern here for Lightning Unicorn, they don't have any reds whatsoever. Jackute already removed the Kraber, hitting its marker, and it's Lightning Unicorn who's immediately turtling from this spot. They have spotted Boogie Borders, but they can't poke back to try and get those shields upgraded, and that's going to be trouble here for LU.
Yeah, you can see there wasn't really a way for them to capitalize on that damage, unfortunately. The Kraber does its job of getting those unexpected downs, but, you know, they've got no utility. There's no horizon on Godhand. They can't just throw the gravity pop up there directly on it. Nice. There we go with the Crypto EMP coming out. That's what we talked about, being able to destroy all of that annoying Watson utility. But we have Godhand going up against LU.
Ooh, imagine he breaks out that no-scope, though.
That wants to play inside,
Golly,
but
bro.
outside their
Lightning
target,
Unicorns
and
are
they're
at
now
52
out
points.
Of the server. 3 left. Lightning Unicorns on the low ground, banking on.
They're going to have like a
SWQ
20-point lead
finding
going
each
into
other
Game
first.
5.
SWQ, they've got the doors barricaded. Catalyst coming in handy here. Will we have enough grenades left to deal with that? See some coming through. Doors, even fences getting placed to try and help eliminate those doors, as well as SWQ just want to turtle as long as possible. LU, they won the battle down the bottom, but I don't know if that's going to help them. How do they get back up? Once again, no horizon. They're trying to pop an evac tower. Boogie Borders are going to see this. Will they have the damage to take it down, or will they be able to focus people off it immediately?
I mean, we saw Raki already poke at one down a target.
That's a
but here we go again.
big
EMP gonna be online. And
EMP.
SWQ will decide to take
Lightning
the fight
Unicorn's
on the outside.
not gonna be able to get all the way
Lightning
up.
Unicorn is hurting, bleeding. Raki's creeping the rush, doing the damage.
They still got top 3 though.
Boogie Borders now looking to find any more targets. Boogie Borders just surfing against the competition. It's all up to them
Big
now
game
to
for
win it all out,
BGB.
and the Boogie Borders just keep
Well done.
the tides turning in their favor there, Genome. They take the first map of World's
After
Edge.
struggling on Storm
Oh
Point.
my god, I don't know if I'd ever seen a creeping barrage do that much damage.
Someone talk.
Number 4
Oh.
of our APAC-South Pro League, where we've got the respect and the talent to prove ourselves against the world. So 30 teams are split into A, B, and C. We're watching A and B compete at the moment. So 20 teams are showing us that even if they're the underdogs, they have the skill to take out, you know, teams like Dreamfire and Legends Gaming.
Yeah.
We've had a few teams really show us that this map matters. Legends Gaming and No Credit going toe-to-toe there in Ring 4. You really see the confidence come out in a couple of these teams, Gino. What team has impressed you in Game 4 so far?
Well, I mean, look, Boogie Borders obviously did
Yeah,
a
I'm
very
gonna grab
good
me
job
a,
there. SWQ probably a team that's
Stickity snack right quick.
I don't think they've had the most pop-off moments over the last year. So to see them do so well in that end circle was impressive. They played that building very well, but oh my god, you didn't even need guns in that final fight there, Lace. The Creeping Barrage, the Bangalore Ultimate did so much damage that Boogie Borders could have literally pulled out their fists and they would have been fine.
That's it. Work smarter, not harder, Gino. That's what it's all about. But, you know, this is really what the Boogie Borders needed. They were sitting, you know, comfortably in 4th place, toe-to-toe with BCG.
Protein bar will be at least enough to fill me
and
up,
then as
chat.
we see, coming
Hopefully,
over
question
World's
mark.
Edge, the confidence just flows through them. They can just sit back and relax and just really take out this victory. So it is huge for the Boogie Borders at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. It was a rough storm point for them. As I mentioned, going into that, they'd had a couple of games where they barely managed to sort of creep up into the scoreboard, right? I mean, if we think about where they placed, it was 17th in the first game. It was actually 3rd in match 2. All right, I apparently just wiped that one from my memory. They actually got quite a few points in the second match.
Yeah.
But then they dropped back down again to 13 in that 3rd one. So it was.
I mean, they still struggled on a Storm
This
Point.
is definitely going to go a long way to helping them get some split points here with those 9 kills.
Exactly. You can see Fussy there putting out, what is that? Is that top damage overall, I think, if I can do my maths quickly and correctly. So, you know, they're really putting in the work, securing like first place and 9 kills while sitting in 4th place should bring them up nicely. We still had, Lightning Unicorn do extremely well in that 4th game, which, you know, leads them with 52 points, Gino.
So I was wrong about
Yeah, so obviously,
Lightning Unicorn's lead. I didn't realize Boogie Board was going to have that big of a game.
I mean, this is a team that's actually no stranger to winning in APAC-South. It's just been a long time, Lace. You know, there were a couple of online tournaments way back before. The format of the ALGS was a little bit different back then. But when there's been tight lobbies, especially ones that have been less aggressive, like we're seeing today, Lightning Unicorn actually have managed to come out on top a couple of times. So this is actually the kind of environment that they thrive in. So not entirely surprised to see them doing well, but on recent form, yeah, it certainly seems to be a little bit of an upgrade for them.
Yeah, exactly right. And, you know, Legend Gaming's are still, you know, we've talked about them. They're still sort of sitting comfortably there. They might need to pull, you know, a rabbit out of a hat just to sort of push themselves forward. But yeah, we just seen Boogie Borders sort of place from 4th to 2nd.
We got ourselves a nice little series going to our last game, or last 2 games.
2 points. But you know what? That's fine. We're gonna jump into break and see what we can come up with in match 5, World's Edge.
All right. So it's a 3-point game. Also, by the way, TikTok. I don't know what's going on over here, but TikTok Studio ain't liking me today. We're over on Twitch and YouTube. Feel free to join us over there for the final 2 games. I'm just going to turn off TikTok Studio for right now. It just seems to be having issues. Appreciate y'all. All right. All right, now TikTok's gone. Those guys are fucking weird, huh? No, I'm just... Here's how we sit as far as going into our last 2 games. Boogie Borders only down by 3 points after a huge game 4. Legends still within striking distance, but they do need to have a decent game probably in game number 5 to be feeling decent going into their last game. Otherwise, they're going to be relying on a massive game in game 6. So... got 2 more games, Chad. Making decent time. Means we'll be done in about probably around the 3.5 hour mark, which I feel like is about normal for ALGS. Honestly insane to think that Nicewig has like 7 times the viewership. Of the main broadcast. It was the crypto squad that won that, right? Because that was a big opening crypto. They're to kind of take down a lot from, what, 5, 6 enemies that close by him? Okay, that's pretty cool.
Welcome back.
Long shot stepping it
Apexes,
up.
where
Looks
the
good, man.
stakes are high, but the prize pool is higher. We've just seen an amazing game from the Boogie Boarders, pushing them into second place. But of course, we can't forget about probably the best logo I've seen, by the way. Lightning Unicorn sitting at the top
Boogie
of the
Boarders
leaderboard.
took game number
I'm just gonna
4.
say, it just makes
Jaded,
me
it made
feel
things
magical,
interesting.
Okay? It's just sparkly. You know, we
Had
spoke
21
about
point
map
game.
changes.
Moved up
now
to within
let's talk
3
about legend
points.
changes. We're obviously going into match 5 here. So what compositions have we seen?
Legends Gaming
that's been
still
a
in
little bit
striking
different to our
distance at
sword point matches?
39. Bear Claw
Yeah, I mean,
36,
we saw
but Lightning
Revenant
Unicorn does
picked
sit in
up.
the
That
lead
was a,
with
that was a
52.
fun one coming out of Keep Going Gaming. Interesting to see that one picked up for the contest, I guess. Obviously, Revenant is very good in 3v3s.
Dreamfire still struggling, sitting with 11 points after 4
so
games.
If you don't have those shadows active, which obviously you can't get at the start of the game because you're fighting each other like immediately. It's not charged up immediately.
Divine sitting in 11th.
I don't know if he's really that great. He's got a big hitbox. I mean, the leap is kind of okay, but like, how does that really help you in a harvester contest? I'm not sure I'm buying that. It looks like Keep Going Gaming are running the Revenant again, so they're sticking with Horizon, Revenant, Valkyrie for this contest, and DNZ are running Conduit, Horizon, Valkyrie. Like, honestly, that just to me seems like the clearly superior composition, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Why
to
would
see
you
DNZ
run
take
Rev
this
and
one
not
again. That's
Conduit?
it. KPG, they won that contest over on Stormpoint in surprises.
Yeah, you
I
see
guess
the
they're
Rev in
probably
the game,
using
you
the
know,
Rev
usually
for the
use that for, like, an
silence, right?
aggressive play style, and you know, when you're looking
Is that
at
their
running
hope?
into Pro League and playing these sorts of things, you know, you don't want to be too aggressive. That could be the end of your days and back to the lobby. So, you know, seeing these things happen and they're sticking with it. Let's see if they can do it in match 5. Let's take it away.
All right, game number 5, chat. Looks like Liquidpedia is now up to date. So Twitch and YouTube can both use exclamation point now.
Straight into the contest between KPG and DNZ. Bolin has already been fully eliminated. Bible's just on the floor at the moment, Dax.
Yeah, just watching them drop into the center, punching each other for that armor. But DNZ, they have the high ground, ready to recover. Bolin at the moment's notice. Lan can get down as well. KPG yet again in trouble.
Able to get back on the high ground, though. Benefit of the Valk there.
Feel like it's a little bit more selfish to keep going gaming, and especially that the Rev is gone. It's all left to KH on the horizon. It's a 2v1. The slide in with a Mozambique of all things.
DNZ's going to be able to win the contest over Harvester.
2-0 on World's Edge.
Nice for DNZ there, and even just grabbing into the lava. So I think that, look, I'm not going to lie, it only just occurred to me. It was like,
now for us to look at War Machine, Firebird,
Valkyrie,
Nakuma, and
because
BGB.
I think the height
Right?
advantage is, and that middle room in Harvester is so important, right? So previously,
Over at the
teams have been
staging,
playing, Horizon to get you access
Mirage
to that
Trois,
almost like
little
gravity lift. But I think that's why both teams are going
Side bys?
here, is so that you can VTOL jet.
Or
up
are they
there
all
as
living
well.
in
So
peace?
you've got multiple players on your team with multiple options of having access and trying to retake that high.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you still have the Horizon anyway for DNZ. You get the general feeling of why you're running Revenant, though.
2 more games
you want
left.
to clash early. You also
It feels
can
like
go
it's
for the
probably
touch
a
to get that
5-team
same
race.
kind of height, but in the end, there's just a lot more, I'd say, unity there from DNZ, and it allows them to win out that fight. Beyond the double contest, though, that we've seen throughout this day so far, it seems like our ring gonna be pulling towards, I do believe, the tree as well as thermal station. So keep an eye out for.
Gotta land at the club,
Unicorn,
man.
As well as Legends Gaming to already move into some prime spots.
Yeah, one other change up we've seen already is Akuma not contesting staging, so they lose that
they're
first one out
not.
against War Monster Firebird.
So what,
And
did
then it
Akuma
looks
go down
like,
a dome?
I believe they started off in launch site. Could have possibly been dome, but yeah, from the rotation, I think it was launch site there. Either way, you know,
Nah, 'cause OE was launch
you
site.
have to play out your entire match there. And as noted, we've got another south zone. This one potentially pulling a bit more towards tree/thermal station.
Yeah, we see another
Or
big
Monster
team
Firebird.
ready for an early fight. WM
That name,
Firebird,
dog.
ready
That's
to
a
shoot
mouthful.
from above. The 3-time scope on the flat line. It can pack quite a punch here, courtesy of Shark. But the shields are already cracked. Smokes are out as well. Double time proc to allow him to move on in alongside LK God. And eventually, WMFB, they're giving chase to SWQ.
I wonder how hard it
Needs
would
find
be to
a spot
program
fortify. They have
into
Donut
customs
already
if you
with
could
the
set it
legendary
to
armor.
where
They're the team running the right, but
you have like a
SWQ,
quote-unquote
they
southern,
want the
middle,
inside.
and northern
WFB
zone
still
for like
want
your
to get a
3
piece of them.
games.
Alright, nades coming down, trying to blow the doors off and get inside. We've got Easy Flash looking from afar on the other side of this, by the way, with the scout just waiting for any of those two teams to peek their heads out. He will take them off. Okay, drone goes down inside. One was a Firebird, piece by piece.
Now they just push into this building?
SWQ.
I thought they had
apart.
top side
They're
of this building, no?
Actually, portal out. Well, not portal. Yeah, portal out into the other building. They run straight into
say, why
it,
don't
but
you push on
Evo
both
almost
sides of
takes
that
him
thing?
down, but not quite enough.
There's no escape here for SWQ, and you mentioned that the portal out cannot find any kind of space to work with. And
SWQ is about to be up out of here, I think.
Leading now. You still got LK roaming around to find any other target. Busting through the doors. Now they engage. It's Shark in the front line. The Mastiff bringing in damage versus Crazy Kong. And WFB is looking for the wipe. They confirm the first KP. SWQ losing out with Benny. And Yuling has a single bit of HP to work with here, Genome. Can he survive any longer?
Yeah, legit 1 health there, and manages to get the bat off. But as I said,
there it is.
Easy
1
Flash
HP in a
looking
dream.
up,
Eventually going
and
to go
he
down.
will
SWQ
grab
out
one of those
19th. That's a
KPs.
big old feels
Legend
bad,
Gaming,
bruv.
they're uninterrupted this time around with Easy Flash sniping from afar, but you might play spoil sport here. It's Kakoi coming towards the tunnels instead, so they avoid each other for the time being. Legends Gaming, we've seen them play height very much so.
They were in
many a
10th
map.
though, so they were already
At one
kind of.
point,
I
it
mean, they were out of the
was
run,
against
but
the same team, right? So overall, they're keeping away from each other.
we'll have to see if much of their standing changes. A lot of those teams down by them haven't really gotten many points.
Outside, they're on the southernmost thermal station building. They actually popped the
Crazy to think we have
there
3
quite early,
cryptos.
I would say. I mean, I guess it's going to get more and more congested as time goes
Like, what is
on.
this, EMEA?
And, you know,
Oh.
maybe they'll be a little bit too scared to pop it then, but I feel like it didn't really give them a lot of information to start.
I think we only had 1 on
Interesting
Storm Point.
timing, considering you can only use that same UAV once. Over in Thermal Station itself, you've got LU here, popping out the crypto. No credit is just above them. And then you've got Boogie Borders all the way down to the southwest village.
Yeah, and not only that, yeah, the crypto who can scout from afar very, very safely. Lightning Unicorn, they're in a good spot here. They all have purple armor as well. Can poke from the center.
Yo, I gotta say,
just if they want to.
kinda
raise
happy
their
it's
defense in the next
only a
level.
1 session
Can't
day.
verify right now, it's been a tough day at the office. You don't see this too often.
I don't know if I'd be able to do a double
double
feature today.
Only 11 points. Roy's looking around for any kind of contact point. This time around, though, they're not going to get fended off early. No one's really going to contest them for now. But God Hand, Serenity, they're going to be in their...
It is kind of good to know, though,
rotation
as far as
that's where
for
Dream Fire really needs to step up to.
like future weeks, though.
Yeah, potentially a tough spot for them. 0 survival.
Yeah, I mean, it's already
items,
1:23 a.m. where I'm at.
so they're not gonna get
I took
any
me a
help
nap
from
today, though,
that
so I'm decent.
measure.
I'll be good
The
for
ring
sure for
has
these last couple
pulled
games.
Further towards outside. So that cluster of buildings directly south of Thermal Station is looking good for now. BCG down in launch.
I was
site.
actually,
They're nearby to kill Devil.
Talking about it the other day, but I think
I think both
once
teams are very much aware
not
of
only
the
ALGS is in
here.
swing, but RLCS
Wanna
as
take the
well,
fight while it's a little bit cleaner.
I might
out
switch
here
my
on their
workout
own
routine to
there,
where I'm
sort of
only
sheltered
going
from
Monday
the
through
rest of the
Friday and
lobby
take
by
Saturdays
the
and
mountains
Sundays off.
surrounding the site.
It's going to be a pure 3v3, basically, and Kill Devil are thinking
Probably
about
would
it.
be healthiest.
Problem is, their retreat bat might get cut by Ash Esports, waiting by Lava Siphon yet again. I guess my concerns right now with the ring is outside, they're usually overrun early, and that's exactly what's happening. Lightning Unicorn moving
They
forward.
gotta
It's
make sure
only
they
a
can get
single
this
member of
building.
outside contesting them, and Lightning Unicorn can fortify the way that they want into this building immediately. Lalabang throwing out the Arc Star as well. There we have the pylon set up, and Lightning Unicorn stakes their claim.
Oh man, a flow got out of that, but only just. That was a risky split hold, and honestly,
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna
quite
do on the
understand why they
weekends
were
where we
trying to
have
do it.
both
I mean,
ALGS
those
and
buildings
RLCS
are
going
so
on.
far apart that yeah, if someone just lands on you, they could.
But realistically, I
easily,
will
like, snap your neck.
probably
no problem straight away. You don't get a chance. Luckily, a flow was sort of on the other side and saw it early enough, so he gets out and they take
end
the
up
bigger set
doing
of those two buildings for themselves. But wow, that was. Yeah, I feel like you just don't get a lot of advantage out of playing split in those two
more
buildings. in a
predominantly
situation where you're
RLCS
better
leaning,
off,
just
honestly,
because that's where like a
setting
lot
up
of my
in the
casting's been
UAV
getting
building.
That's what
booked
they're gonna do
recently.
From this point on, outside of it, actually, I guess the problem here for outside, they have lesser armor to work with all of their peers nearby.
We got ring 2 closing.
So DNC, a little bit of high ground
Chat, I'm
here.
gonna go ahead and
Pop
hit
up
us with an
opening with
ad now, that way we don't
field
get one during
shots.
endgame.
Yes, Kill Devil and Ash Esports are nearby, sure. But DNZ, they're just looking for those kind of opportunities like we saw in that last game when they went for the wipe over onto the lava side.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's funny because I had a lot of people try and push me towards Rocket League for a while, and I kept saying nah, and then here we are. Yeah.
For the moment as the Rolling Thunder comes down. Doesn't quite want to hide inside the containers to his back there, just in case that gives the other team an
When I get my new
angle. It's
PC,
Ash
I'd like to get
Esports
back to casting in the
looking at
APAC-South
them.
region. Just my
And then
current
Divine
rig cannot
kinda creeping
handle
up. They've
servers
just rolled out of command
out that way.
in Siphon.
Plus streaming it and
Starting
stuff.
to hit some shots with the Hemlock.
Yeah, they saw the energy barricade also used. Bolin needing to top up those shields as well, and Ash Esports creeping
It just can't keep
closer
up.
and closer to this potential clash, but same can be said by Divine, who are nearby and will be forced to push as the ring is
1660
closing
super.
down. DNC sees trouble afoot, triple take shots here from BD Lin, trying at least to shatter those shields, but Ash still around the same location. DNZ, there's a lot of work cut up in front of them. But Divine actually disengages.
Yeah, I just gotta.
We're
We're hoping to save up some money here.
Shots. Divine is now the
no.
ones hurting here.
They think they're playing it smart by going inside the building where they'll have a chance to reset. And they
Ryzen
actually
3700, I
make this
think.
work. Pricey gets the syringe off, and I think they actually can reset inside the building. So Divine have just pulled this off, but time and time again, we're seeing Divine make these very late pushes as the ring is on their back, and it's just adding so much pressure to them. They really need to be either finding their way inside earlier.
Yo, what up,
or,
Cookie?
not
How you
getting
doing,
sandwiched between
buddy?
or in this case, getting sandwiched between Dreamfire and the ring.
These stations can cause trouble, and Dreamfire now is ready to hunt. They know this here. Pricey will be the first to fall. Dreamfire has been marking their rotation
Yo,
for
that's
quite
a
a while,
steal.
but 3MZ will be traded. It's up to Roy here to try and clutch this for the team. He's done so before on Lad. Can he do so one more time? The fight back is clear from Divine.
And
Dreamfire
Ash is gonna
will
come
be
in
the first to
3P
fall
this.
here as Ash Esports gets the timing with
Nah,
the
they
shot
won't
from the
3P 'cause they
scout,
won't
and
give up the high
again,
ground.
Dreamfire,
Or will they?
took the fight to another squad and will come out of the lobby because of it.
I mean, a little bit unfortunate. They were the ones on the outside, so when Ash
I think
pulled
Divine
up,
at least gets to
they
reset there
managed to finish
too.
off Dreamfire, whereas of course they couldn't get the bullets.
Yeah, my
inside the
my
building
hopes,
where,
Jaded,
Divine
is
are now resetting. They
to-
got at least 2 of their players alive, but now there's 5 seconds left. The ring's about to start closing, and they've got to go again.
Get it build,
Dax, this is so
like,
rough
finance?
for them. I mean, honestly, they would have got wiped out as well, except that D and Z started throwing some bullets over
and then like kind of talk to him about doing like a partnership thing where it's like if I finance like a 2,500 rig, if they'll or $2,500 rig, if they'll like up it to like a 4,500, and then like let me be a partner or something.
It seems to be the way every
New build more than likely, Sin.
Divine's playing
Cookie.
Apex or a marathon by this point, but we watch DNC go for the evac tower, and they have to deal
Ideally.
with Bearclaw Gaming here by the tree. Scan comes
Would be to
online,
build
though,
me a
courtesy
juicy
of
rig,
Elkin.
get little man my
Allfather
rig.
sees everything coming its way, and DNC sticking all around. AGL though having their own kind of clash. It's WMFD yet again. This is a team that loves to fight, and AGL is the one hurting. QQ though trading down Azu.
Does
QQ,
AGL go out
he's
here?
fighting for his
Yeah.
life, but the ring will consume him.
Or Monster
WMFD,
Firebird probably goes
they're
down here
also
too,
in trouble.
right?
The black hole now. Can they stay alive though? Shark's the only one still standing.
Look at all these teams here, yo.
Watch out for Ash. Watch out for Pricey and the rest. And we're watching Bearclaw Gaming fight for their lives.
Yeah, meanwhile, the tree is getting splattered with quite a lot of blood right now. As you said, 4, maybe even 5 teams getting into the thick of it here. Overlooked Entertainment seem to be the only ones sort of doing okay, sitting in within the safety of their energy barricades underneath the platform.
But not Cookie, not really cutting it, not anymore. Especially not if I'm in game.
Left alive there, and Ash Esports may actually be able to capitalize on this. No, an overstep means Yase goes down. Can they get the better of DNZ now?
Yeah, there's still a challenger. TNC ready to fight. Rokoko, the only one still standing, using these knockdown shields for cover and
Word,
trying
I
to
appreciate
get the hell
that.
out of dodge, but he's in trouble because of those barricades.
Yo, Ash is about to go down here. Yeah, Ash out in 12. Look at all these teams dying out this way, dog. Holy shnikes.
Towards the 3 will go in favor of Overlooked Entertainment, who has been watching like hawks and are ready to pounce. One more target, one more show. Here we go. Divine's next on the list as Overlooked is ready to bring the clash to them. But EC, he's down. It's 2v2 as Divine is still alive and kicking.
I didn't realize
red
that the
shields,
stream was a
keeping
bit
them
loud.
topped
That's my
up.
fault,
The
chat.
Mastiff though up close, and Overlooked Entertainment, they're using the crate for cover. Divine is still around though, and eventually Overlooked trying to get these KPs, looking for the armor swap. Red armor's there, but the ring damage is hurting Big C. It's hurting for a large chunk, and there's no escape.
There it is, out in 8.
Whatsoever.
Pricey just
Divine's
plays him
still
around,
alive, though.
ring around the rosy there,
Might be able to get a couple
and
more
manages to
placement
get
here.
out, letting
Yeah,
the
Sin,
ring
I built it.
finish off the kill
Wow, I did it
for
again.
him.
Yeah,
So
Cookie, I built it back in
finally,
2020.
Divine comes out on top in a situation, but it's only
And even
just barely
then,
Dax with the one
it was like a
left
mid-grade
alive.
rig,
I'm not sure
right?
if he
Like,
has time to take this
the 30 series, I think it just dropped or we're just about to drop. I put a 1660 in it.
There's not actually
Super.
anybody there. But anyway, plenty of other stuff happening with the other 6 squads left alive in this game. LU have essentially pulled up to Godspot there. That building that we just saw take the Kraber shot, not going to be in the next ring. The building to the west of that LU took off them earlier in the game. Remember, we saw
Lightning,
that.
Unicorn,
That
and
is
Boogie
Godspot
Borders,
there.
and
The
Legends
ring
Gaming
is
all in
finishing.
this final
That's it,
endgame,
Legends
chat.
Gaming, once again, they've
Not final
always
endgame, this is
finding
game
a nice
5.
spot to set up their fences in the pylon. They'll be looking good from the north as well.
And while we see Legends Gaming fortifying their own spot, 2 squads with rats left, they have been eaten by the ring.
Who was
While
below
what's
Legends that
happening,
would have
seems
passed
like
them up?
Legends Gaming, they're putting the pressure on. Divine though in trouble. Pricey, the veteran, called to get the hell out of there, keeping his
Oh my God,
team
that spot
in
by
the top
Raki.
5. But that spot you mentioned, Iraqi, Boogie Borders, it's so dangerous. They're on the low ground. And
I guess
the
Bear
only
Claw
one
must have
still
passed him
standing
up.
here for Boogie Borders.
Your boy is going spelunking
Oh.
right now. So deep in the rock.
Pricey.
Meanwhile, Pricey's just
my
like, hey
goodness.
Man, I'm left by myself. I got nothing to lose. And really popping off there with the settle. You can see they know where he
Legends
is,
knows where he's
but
at.
Raki's spot is so good that they literally cannot get to him. Hopefully we get a little view of it before he has to roll out, because he will have to push out of that spot in a second. But that is, man, that is the spot to know. If you're one of those people who doesn't like playing with their squad,
Oh
like,
my
he's covered from like 3 different sides.
What a
That's
spot!
spelunking. And not only that, I think the ring won't touch him there. Maybe a small adjustment. And Legends Gaming, they know it. They want to hunt them down. Also trying to cut off a potential rotation. of
What a
the
rat
member of
spot,
Boogie
fam.
Borders. Keeping an eye out though for the next building. Lightning Unicorn gonna be their contender, cracking the armor yet again. Easy flash, so good from afar with those kind of shots.
LU in the #1 spot right now, not only in this game, but also in the series overall, looking to extend their lead. We do see Outside take the roof above them. They're going to have the Watson stuff set up there. As you can see, Pricey is now on the other side.
Oh my
Raki and him,
goodness.
we can go shake hands in a second.
Yeah, the Aussies here playing Deep Rock Galactic basically, and they're just
Brother.
and Legends Gaming though still around on the
Hey,
outside.
remember when everyone said they didn't want the seer meta anymore, so you could have
But
rats?
while it stands, these rats can stay where the fire is getting hotter
Smiles?
and stay alive for at least a little bit more for those placement points. Legends though, you love the sound for the pylon. Raki, it's only Genome. He's good for it. The spikes!
Vibin'.
Oh man, the spikes. They're just making it hard for him to get out.
Yeah, you can even see Pricey's banner in the background there on the opposite side, just holding it out.
Nah, that's true. That's true.
Dear. This is a fun one. We've got the other 3 squads alive outside. Lightning.
All right, come on, Legends.
These guys are
come on, boys.
fully equipped.
They don't have far to rotate either. They do have to worry about that high ground over there, though.
Outside on the top of that building right now. And Lightning Unicorn, they're going to be able to stay inside for a little while. A couple of R9s and flatties on them, so they'll be able to pump out some damage when they get out. Also, a wingman on the side of Easy Flash, so that's looking pretty good as well. Pylon
doing work.
On there, earning its keep, getting some of those creeping barrage artillery away from them. And Easy Flash he's still looking. Like they know he's down there, but they literally just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, man wants to kill, and he wants it badly. Cause for concern perhaps for Lightning Unicorn is when they're forced on the outside. It's the outside peering at them. Pricey, though, he's going to be in trouble.
He's got
yeah,
no flash
but they're about to have to move, though, here.
He's trying to surf across the rock right now.
Trying. Oh, no, Pricey, can you do it? He doesn't even have any healing to work with, and there you go.
Rocky was able to get
into the lava. He goes.
Pricey, though, so he's able to at least get the 4th. Nice play.
I'm just happy we got the 1v1 between them.
Nice
That was
play.
so fun. All right, now the other 3 teams, the real contenders.
All right, here's the end.
Outside, take to the skies, but I don't think it's going to work for them. And Legends.
Come on, Legends. Come on, Legends. Let's go, boys. That's free, baby. Let's go.
And in a blink, and you miss it moments, it's already their victory. They were watching the lavas. They were watching the houses. And
that's what we need, baby.
They were just going to be in for a spectacle for their victory. Another controlled approach by Legends Gaming to take a dub.
They just look so composed in the end game, don't they? Like, you know, you're seeing outside taking a skyward dive. Doesn't really work out.
And that was Game 5 for APAC-South Pro League, A vs B.
That was a great game, man. Sets the stage for an even better Game 6.
Teams that we had high hopes for, Dax, you know, competing in the ways that we
3-team race, it looks like.
Out of them, but it's been action-packed for sure. My heart is literally pounding from that game. You can just feel the passion, like, bleeding through the screen. Dax, how are you feeling coming out of Game 5?
There were a lot of epic moments towards 3. There were a lot of laughs towards the lava, but in the end, Legends Gaming keep it cool, calm, and collected. And it does get chaotic here in APAC-South. We saw it at the very start with the double contest. But
I would imagine Unicorn should still be in the lead, but you'll probably have both Legends and
getting some good calls in and are able to
Boogie Borders within
other
10.
teams making waves for the very first time. I'll give you 2 examples. The first one,
because what, Boogie Borders went out in 5th,
were able to survive with a single
4th
member after all that chaos towards 3. And the other also, when you saw Lightning Unicorn bully
5th.
out, I believe, team outside from that other house. Those kind of calls done very quickly are what really separates some of the teams that are making their year 2.
So you still kind of need help with getting Lightning Unicorn out early.
That's gonna make
Yo, Pricey popped here.
Moments in these final circles.
Exactly right, and I loved, I'm going to call it the mountain goat play. We'll see that coming up shortly, you know, where Racky's just holding on for dear life right on the side, trying to solidify 4th place. You know, teams such as Lightning Unicorn, Boogie Borders, Legends Gaming, and Bear Claw, they're all doing some incredible plays.
All right, here's our standings.
Those top spots, and here we have Lightning Unicorn still in top position, Dax. This is just
7 points away from Boogie Borders, 8 points away from Legends.
I have my heart set on Boogie Borders. There's,
you figure unless outside the ring and Bear Claw
really racking up the kills, Dax.
Super pop off and those top 3 do nothing. They're probably not going to be in play, so it feels like the race is here.
Well, to make it to the top 4, but I guess when we consider what just happened there, I can't take my head off what you said, Mountain Goat. And reminds me of that one post back online where you see the steepest incline. It's basically a 91-degree angle, and he can still stay there. And what we saw from Boogie Borders, it's incredible what these teams, what these players can discover when they find their
you got to have a name change on Twitter, Mountain Goat #1.
Yeah, I think what's also interesting is,
but you know what, Game 5 was just
it's
amazing.
not like they're in a contest either,
amazing
right?
Games from all
like
the
they
way
had
from
milled
Storm Point
themselves
to matches,
in
into World's Edge, and we are coming to the
Storm
last
Point
game
had
day.
2
I'm
zones that
getting a
were
little bit
relatively
sad and
close.
teary. I feel like we've kind of just blinked and it's almost all over.
I
for
mean,
our-
maybe
our
you could
first,
say
match.
in the fact of
We're almost done. That's all I have
since
to
they
say.
land
And
countdown and
really
we've
goes to
seen
show the
two
game's
southern
going quicker,
zones that
but
they've
they're
had longer
also
rotates on
so
World's
very
Edge,
hot.
but
APAC-S making such a big splash already.
I don't know,
for the first
man.
day.
Exactly right. So thank you, everyone. As we go into a break, we'll see you for match 6, our final match.
The good news for a team like Dreamfire and their fans is that now the region has 8 spots, right? So even having a bad performance in one of your 6 days, as long as you can perform pretty consistently in your other 5, you should be in a pretty solid spot when it comes to taking one of the 7 spots that go to land that aren't a regional champ. Or should I say that don't win regional? Right. I know they just had it up on screen, but let's go look at it one more time. And also, before we head into Game 6, remember your boy doesn't normally do much as far as hanging around after the games. Once it's over, once we have our standings, I am out of here. I'm off to bed. This is going to be like 2:30 by that point. But keep in mind that we will be back tomorrow night for APAC North. We will be hanging out with the Ash crew for their English broadcast. That starts at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Since I know we've got a couple of people from a couple of different regions. That means we're starting an hour before we started today. Also, Cookie, if you're still in here, I saw you. I realized I forgot to talk about your rig and what you got. But the big thing I think I want to upgrade heading into the new rig. Obviously, my GPU and CPU need a little bit of an upgrade. But I think the big thing for me is my RAM. Because what I would really like to do is do the multi-views for especially NA and EMEA. But also the APAC watch parties where I can. And right now, when I open the multi-view to 9, it does all right. But what I would really like to do is build a rig that I could have 2 9 screens, and so I could almost particularly like run my own show essentially for like Apex watch parties. I think that'd be kind of cool. But even like being able to have that many screens would be good for when we get to Rocket League 2 for watch partying, like open brackets and stuff.
The screaming. I plan on getting under your skin.
I'll break your heart, and then I'll break everything else.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here broadcasting the Rise to Fame APAC-South region, where we've produced teams such as Dark Zero and Moist Esports. You know, they've paved the way for our teams to become like the next region's top dogs. Dax, Lightning Unicorn.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I probably could get away with
whole entire day. So let's check out the scoreboard and see where everybody's sitting.
Upgrading
and
only a
potentially
few
be our
pieces.
victors, Dax.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a great point to make, Lace.
But I feel like I had to upgrade enough of it, and plus wanting to get Little Mana build, I might as well just go ahead and build a new one. You know what I mean? But yeah, the goal is to build a type of rig where it's like the last rig that I ever have to build from scratch, and I just have to upgrade it from there.
With that second place and with 4 KP to them. But on the other hand, Legends Gaming, it's a big win to boost themselves to that top 3. Easy Flash yet again doing incredible damage. And comparing
And I want it to be the type of rig that can
this time, Lace, he wasn't interrupted whatsoever.
Multi-stream and have the multi-views that we're watching and do it all like
with all that damage
butter.
done, he's at the top of the damage leader.
Bro, Easy Flash is
Exactly right. I know that we have a
fragging.
joke about never changing this picture on here because Easy Flash is always ahead with the damage. But as you can see, still the same. Also, Jack Cute as well from Lightning, still holding, you know, the great damage with them being in second place at the moment, and Fussy coming in as well with exceptional damage here. But, you know, we head into game 6 shortly. Dax, it's been excellent being able to cast with you today and watching these exceptional teams go.
Yeah, I
head to
probably need a
head.
new power source because
you know
I think
what,
I'm only
we're
at
heading
750 on mine.
to the end, but it's
I'd have to
World's
double
Edge.
check
It's
my
our favorite map. It's our map where we sort of, our bread and butter of Apex Legends.
Original
I don't know if we'll see many
stuff.
team change compositions. A lot of teams don't tend to, maybe in the last match. But even though, you know, some teams maybe on the lower end may do something different to sort of push themselves up to the top. What do you think, Dax? Do you think we're going to have some legend changes?
Not really by this point. Perhaps it's just going to be, again, that double contest. Who's going to get that win there? It really feels like things are a lot more stable. And instead, I'm looking towards teams to do better. I'd love to see a little bit
Isn't there a way I can look at my
I'd love to see
specs?
a little bit more from Dreamfire, especially, who has just been struggling.
This probably doesn't
all
have my
day.
power source, though,
When
huh?
We saw Legends as well as Boogie Borders meet the expectations put on them. And some of the other squads that we noticed who performed last year, they're not really up to stuff this time around.
Yeah, Dreamfire is looking to sit in about 15th place.
Yeah,
and,
3700
yeah, from
F,
previous years, you know, we have seen them
570X,
do a little bit better. We have been talking
motherboard.
about them and sort of doing a comparison. So I'm unsure how they're feeling as a cohesion as a squad. But yeah, it's really nice to see some teams that, you know, we haven't really seen at the top of the leaderboard take over. You know, we've got, I think the top 3 teams at the moment are fighting for that victory. We go into the 6th match. It could be anybody. Lightning Unicorn ahead have now been taken over by Legends Gaming. So we're going to find out shortly. Let's go into our final match. Dax, let's get the energy happening.
Again, honestly, what I would really like to do would be to continue building the brand and, you know, come an
I
extra
can't believe we're almost done with our first day
couple
of
months
ALGS APAC-South.
approach
Here we are, final
a build
outing
company,
between
finance a
versus B
PC
on
for like
World's Edge.
2,500 and
Joined
see if
yet
they
again
like
by
be willing to
Gino,
like
and
partner
what do
to
you
like
think, man?
bulk it up
Anything-
from there.
Will there be any real changes here? Because I'm always
Just as
watching
I know I
the
don't have like
first look.
the presence yet to be able to
straight
partner up and get like a free
immediately down
PC.
the
You know what I
pipe,
mean?
You can hear them
As cool as that'd be.
See them hitting that. A couple of them straight down the bottom. As soon as they recognize they haven't necessarily got there first, you see the Valkyries, they pop off, they go to the bins on the side. You know, you have to be so quick and so reactive in these plays to win at a Harvester contest. It's a really interesting one.
And also Lad using that pounce to get to that high ground too and find a gun for his own. Keep going gaming, pushing forward. They see a target in a 2v1 scenario, but Bolin, he's doing incredible
hold on.
work. Keep going gaming instead, the one's in trouble here. Bible's the only one standing. Missiles
This
are
2v1?
out. They're looking to just clear out any of these targets.
PK to the chest.
But Bible
Hold on.
needs a little bit more of that cover. Waiting now for someone to push at him. It's getting dangerous.
111, hold on.
They've lost
Okay.
twice already.
Never mind.
They'll lose a 3rd time, and it's DNZ who sweeps them away of World's Edge.
Imagine.
Nice little clutch there by Joker. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, KPG just honestly missing quite a few shots there. I mean, you see how dicey it is in terms of the contest when you've got multiple people going down, you know, straight for that honeypot loot, right? Because if you happen to grab a purple armor or something like that, it will shift that,
Yeah, Jaded,
that
correct.
contest very heavily in your favor by that point. A little bit more on point this time, having a look at it quicker. So Akuma has been landing in Dome after they lost that contest, as we can see.
The tough
right
one,
now. So
TUF or whatever.
Firebird,
That brand is.
straight out of the PSQs, and not even that. I mean, they had to, you know, they were a very late addition to the Pro League. Let's just say that. So to be coming up and grabbing a POI like staging is pretty cool to start off with. That said, they don't get beacon this time. And they don't have a recon character to be using the UAV that is right there.
I mean, they're that team who do find those fights early on, and it's been pretty much the case in point for WMFB. But you see the legend picks, of course, Bangalore at the very top, but not as high as some would expect. 75% only. You got Conduit being such a good.
Is that really all I need?
I love the fact that we're getting Cryptos, Bloodhounds, a Wraith, and that Revenant that has been eliminated. So it really goes to show there's a little bit of variance that some teams might look to commit on moving forward.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because sometimes teams, you're right, they do, you know, try something out at the start of the season, and then when it comes down to it, they're like...
And even for real, for the watch partying side, all I would really need is the RAM, right?
Too risky at this point. A nice opening.
The GPU would be more so for the gaming,
Ash Esports now in trouble. Boogie Borders finding them early on.
like actually being in game. But like if I wanted to do like the multiple,
Also, the duo finds a target that they can.
16. I definitely need more
Soyo's
RAM.
also spotted, gets into this small little nook and cranny to hide in, just wedging himself by the tire. The truck is my friend. The truck is my friend, Soyo will say, and for now, he's blending in.
Yugi and Jesco, look, they'll take any points they can get.
like I feel like if, and I have to double check. I think my thing has 4 slots and I'm only using 2. So I think if I were to throw 2 more,
Of course, they can't expose themselves too much now. All the way down near Dome. We've got another fight going on. Kill Devil down to 1 against the team.
yeah, I mean to be fair, OBS usually doesn't have so much an issue. Like right now, my OBS is only using 3.2%.
Southeast side, the free rotation towards Geyser. We're watching SWQ though facing off.
Granted, during like gaming, it goes up to closer to like 10 to 15, but
they have knocked down 2,
Oh
and
my
Legends
God.
is out early. This
Wow.
means they can't contend for the top spot today here, Genome.
Damn, they're
Damn,
very
Legends.
unhappy about that. Obviously, this is a great spot. The gold res coming in handy there for the SWQ reset, but as you say, dropping down, they've probably solidified a good spot for themselves in that overall leaderboard throughout today. But yeah, they can't push any further now.
SWQ, can they fight even more so? Zonat now, white armor, low HP.
As far as for the
Catboy is hunting them. God hand
RAM,
also
you say?
doing all of this action.
That makes
SWQ
sense.
Gonna have a chance at least to reset here. For now, Crazy Kong is trying to give the ultimate accelerant there to Donut, perhaps portal on out if need be. It's still Catboy.
I'd probably have to
Lahim throwing out some smokes as well, but while this happens, BCG
look.
and
But I think mine are
DNC
Corsairs.
having their own kind of clash. It's chaos and World's Edge, just the way we like it here at APAC-S. Papa Joker already losing their shields, but Lin does get his armor back, sure, but DNC is now caught in the crossfire. Papa slow, Joker's down, the black hole's there too. WMFB ready to pounce on this. Same can be said about Boogie Borders. It's all about chaos.
Damn.
DNC booted out.
BGB's gotta watch out here. Fuzzy's down.
The tunnel hits his safety. It's Boogie Borders keeping their position for now, but WMFB
Boogie Borders about to go out.
Wow, Raki, he's anchoring there, but unfortunately, he's just gonna have to straight up pull away with Hannah going down and Fussy being completely removed there. Divine also had a look on the other side of that. They're playing from the south side of Monument there. It was actually 1 shot, 1 kill from Pricey, bringing the Sentinel out.
It's crazy to think, though, that all these fights, all these clashes happening so early on as these teams start to rotate. But WFB, they're a team that loves to hunt as soon as possible, and they smell blood in the water as Shark leads the start, and they go for Bear Claw Gaming. They see the smokes and the fences already as they try to go for a bit of a wraparound. Heck is immediately down. The 30-30 shot from the off angle is superior, and WFB, it's their chance to move on in. Gravity lift allows Shark to push.
So is
But
Boogie
Racket
Borders
transfer
still
also
alive then?
keeps
They're
the
just
pace
what,
going.
solo?
The beauty of having the conduit is you don't have to stop for those shield cells, and WMFB, they're taking advantage of that fact.
With Rudney going down, like we've seen so many times before, it is all up to Belkin. He's got a bow check in his hand, so
This has been our most aggressive lobby thus far, as far as like teams taking out,
damage does, you know, give you some
getting
pause,
taken out,
but
I should say.
once again, Belkin, he's played.
Yeah, I want to say I've got
At one point we had,
a
like,
pair of
rack
Corsair
rapid
8
hero shot. We may need to
gigs.
bring that one back for this weekend, because this has got to be some of the longest time that a team member has spent alone that I've seen in.
That's a good opening for Pricey, though. That's a down.
Like Pricey had to do last game. This time, though, his teammates are there with
Wow.
him. Not that it really
Wow.
seems like he needs them. He is putting out incredible
Oh
damage
my
in this
gosh, just too
Pricey's on
easy
fire,
for
Divine's
Divine,
on
bro.
fire, and
They just slapped the ever-living goodness
another good outing here for Divine.
out of
criticizing a little bit because of their long
God Hand. That's
rotation,
insane.
but they're still making it work anyway. SWQ nearby.
Respawn.
The double respawn from Boogie Borders, though, a bit of recovery here for them to get back into the action.
That's a good question. I'd probably have to hit up
looting the vault
the place that built it to know for sure.
Get out here soon. This could be an easy KP pickup, you know, coming up against some guys that have got 0 attachments on their guns. Okay, Boogie Borders, they spot them out quickly. The drone is a giveaway.
So I don't think I've got those boxes laying around anywhere.
They're going to actually play this out of Anna. He's the one into the front line watching, though. Kakoi still here by Monuments. Facing off against outside on the other building. So it's a little bit of those garrisons catching each other off guard. SWQ giving their own reprieve for the time being. So overall, these teams on Monument, they're ready to move at a moment's notice, yes. But they're happy to stay in their buildings and see where the circle leads them.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some fights further around the map, though. Here we've got Akuma down against Overlooked Entertainment. And as the ring closes in, they pop double evac towers here just to try and confuse the other team.
So does that mean if I were to want it, if we're talking about as far as for watch parties and stuff, to just be able to run like the 2 like 9 screens?
They're actually going to chase.
Would just adding 16 gigs of RAM probably get me to that point? Or would I still probably need a better graphics card?
I've been watching these games on the map zoomed in. This is one of the few times we have to zoom out because there's edge action everywhere here in APAC-S. Just a little bit of that flavor yet again. Lightning Unicorn, though, by default, no Boogie Borders still keeping around on Landslide. So potential gatekeeping, that's what we're seeing right now. Overlook, they're still in that position. So Akuma actually decides to go away, move towards Harvester instead, and try to find another opening.
So LU going to be holding down this tunnel. There's not going to be a lot of it left in the next ring. But as it stands, you know,
so what? Lightning Unicorn currently has a 6-point lead over BGB. They showed BGB at 60 points, right?
Goes through the train tracks. So might have to be a show of force for LU to make their way out of this as the ring shrinks and goes. It centers more on the mountains to the west of Monument.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised it actually boots out all these players from the building as BCG. Is this Bear Claw actually going for the res here? Yes, so we have some friends. Falcon has friends now.
He's just tired of being alone. He wants someone to talk to. So he's brought back just Rudine, unfortunately. Couldn't get Heck as well.
Yeah, WMFB. Honestly, this team has impressed me with their fight potential here, Genome. They're a very confident bunch. They're even splitting up right now, trying to see if anyone will come their way. Spotting Akuma. You still have one player, though, which is LK, keeping an eye out the Boogie Borders on the other side of the tunnel.
Okay, so we can see here, one wants to Firebird. As you said, fantastic position for them once again.
So Lightning Unicorn is far out on the outside down the southern part. Look at this fucking zone, just out in the middle of nowhere.
If they can worry just a little bit about their back, you know, I don't know about holding 2. Having a look over here at Akuma, I feel like the backside of the tunnel is really the one that they need to focus on more because you've got potentially 4 or 5 teams going through there. You want to put pressure on, so you're forcing those teams through the...
And Boogie Borders might be taking some KP here early if they can win this fight.
Monument. If they try and push through
and then continue to stay alive,
Firebird, that's going to be very ugly.
They're saying there's such a ballsy bunch there.
3v2 here.
Firebird always looking for the next fight, but we're watching now Bearclaw Gaming meeting Boogie Borders, and Boogie Borders are looking to play for placements instead here, Genome. They know that they can actually outmaneuver Lightning Unicorn's initial rotation. They have the points to take this day. They're now backing away. Instead, as we watch McCoy right now, 2 to 3 we go. Outside being hounded for the time being. Black Hole's there. Bangalore ult gonna be online as well, and seems like Apollo's the first one down. Kakoi taking advantage of the situation. Here comes the artillery raining down from above, and it's Kakoi in charge of the flash so far.
Yeah, really, just Kakoi wait for them to make the first move, and it's not the right one as they expose themselves to the angle.
They got to wrap up this fight, get back into cover.
Directly on top of them. Lahim's Digi-Threat just cutting straight through the Thai team.
There's just no escape, basically, but Lahim now next on the list as here comes Overlook Entertainment biding their time.
All right, Lightning Unicorn got to stay alive. If they go down, BGB's got a big wide opening. Pass them up for
trouble.
First
courtesy of
place,
Dreamfire's
Jack
Dreamfire,
Cute's
but
gonna go
Belvin,
down.
The bow check is unreal. And from afar,
Dreamfire's about to push down on them. Boogie Border's gonna be able to 3P this. Boogie Borders just might overtake them here in this spot.
On the other side, Lightning Unicorn, all you got is golf gaps left, and he doesn't have anything left in the tank.
Lightning
They're
Unicorn
gone
out.
as well. Boogie Border's happy to see that one fall.
Oh, all the way up
Wow.
to number 2 now with 61
And then 13th.
points. Boogie Borders pushing further and further and looking better as the day goes on. Wow, the bow will finish off Dreamfire.
BGB's got a huge chance here. They're all 3 alive. And what? 5 points away?
Fly by QQ. Trying to survive for the time being, so small reprieve here for AGL, but Jackie's gone, and he's usually the front line that AGL can follow.
What were they at,
Next is
66?
on the board. No credit has been the bane of many teams so far through this day. But Smex is down. It's 2v2 for the time being. No credit taking this chance to reset perhaps. Bearclaw looking for that last moment. Belkin still hunting with the bow check nearby.
He's solo again, by the way, and he's chasing after these teams. He's not even scared. I don't know. I guess he's just so used to being alone now that, you know, he can deal with the pressure. He's no rat, that's for sure. He is the one hunting, really bringing out the bloodhound in him. He actually finds another rat there, that's Savior, who is currently the only one up and running on his team. And as soon as he goes down,
but then he runs into everybody else.
as well.
That's
Unfortunately,
BGB.
we do see BCG going down as Boogie Borders take further position. War Monster Firebird, by the way,
I think
still
BGB
have
take
the
this.
entire South to themselves. So
I mean, at
no
this
one
point, they only
can
need to get to what?
that train tunnel. They all went up
Sixth?
to that north place where we've just seen Boogie Borders clear out.
I mean, they felt
Fifth.
it was a lot more safe, but Dreamfire as well as no credit.
If they were to just get to 5th, they don't even need to get any more kills.
Cutting through the middle.
And they're out there by people where they're probably going to get kills.
West of the ring to keep a good purge going. We saw 30-30 repeater shots go through. AGL though hunting as well.
That's true.
Serenity, the duo, can they stand against this trio now? The numbers even up for the time being. AGL now in a 1v1.
Looks like Fuzzy's in a
and
fight
QQ will fall.
with
Serenity,
AGL.
A little bit of grace for them to at least fight for their lives.
I'm pretty sure that with them taking out that squad, that should put them. Yep, there it is. First place. Nice.
Serenity is sent packing.
Let's go.
The
BGB
kills
taking it
start
home in game
piling up
6,
for Boogie
baby.
Borders. Fussy with 5 on his back right now. He's no stranger to being the kill leader in a lobby, and even more damage just piling out of this fully stacked 30-30. Oh my god, headshot
Wow.
after headshot comes out for the man. He will not stop.
Jeez,
Making a mess
Fussy.
on the floor. Kissens already down to the ground, keeping up the pressure. And Boogie Borders knows this is their day. They've already taken the leaderboards. They're already in the top spot, and Kakoi, really the only team that can contend.
Bro,
them, is
Fussy
left
feeling
one
himself
standing.
right
Divine's
now.
gone as well. We have 6 remaining, but Boogie Borders is on a rampage, and they're keeping up the pressure as Fussy hits another one.
And there we go. I think they have secured #1 spot. As you can see, the only other team still alive is Kakoi on 40. They're 28 points behind. There's no getting past this. A fantastic final game.
There it is, chat.
Fussy has just been indomitable. Has
Boogie
put
Borders.
them on top.
Yeah, but WMFB always
Ride
be
the
a threat.
wave,
Here
baby.
it comes. Overlook Entertainment is gone for the time being. Out in the open though, and Akuma as well as SWQ looking to take advantage. Boogie Borders, they get the ring yet again to their hands, and you know right now they have won the day, yes, but can they win the map? That's the big
Oh, they've got zone. They're
Up
vibing.
from the south, they had so much space to play with. They've just hit some absolutely sick thermite grenades here, and they are finally just pushing all of these other teams left alive into the open and waiting arms.
I don't think
of the
so. I
Boogie
don't think they
Borders.
can get enough kills, even if they were frag out the lobby.
Afar. It's just Mr. Consistency. Thy name is Fussy. They see the lift go online. Fussy wants to already wrap this one up as early as possible. And that's WMFB.
Oh, just the game.
is trying
Yeah.
to push on forward. Raki with the Peacekeeper. It's just all Boogie Borders for the time being. This has been a brilliant match for them. And
Wow.
the Boogie Borders are wiping
The
this
victory
lane as
lap
clean
for
as possible.
BGB.
The
Look at all them
Firebird,
KP.
What a show from them, yes. But look who's left. It's Takoy on the other side. Boogie Borders.
I literally said it earlier. This is a team that could, if they want, just run teams down. They did just that here in game number 6 to come out on top. That's insane, dog.
Incredible stuff
Holy
there from Boogie Borders. Once they got on top of that hill,
damn,
it just seemed like there was nothing the rest of the lobby could do. Bastion does rat out a second there, but oh my, I mean, you saw War Monster Firebird in those final dying moments actually managed to jump up a couple of spots in the series standings. So, really making it count there in those final moments.
The passion was real in our
All
final
right,
matches.
let's wait for standings here just to see what the finals are.
Talent go head to head, guys, and from regions such as Australia, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, and more.
But I'm pretty
Just
sure it's
taking a
Boogie
look
Borders,
at this scoreboard right here. We've got
Lightning
Boogie
Unicorn,
Borders just putting in the work, and Kakoi coming up again.
Bear
we've seen a
Claw,
good game
Legend
from them as well.
would be 5th.
Our high placing teams really had everyone gunning for them.
Or Monster
Genome.
Firebird, maybe?
In the final match, I think Legends Gaming falling out at 17th and Lightning Unicorn getting knocked out, I think, before top 10. Take us through your thoughts on this final game.
Kakoi, and actually Legends Gaming over Bear Claw.
Just cleaning up there. War Monster Firebird, as we mentioned, also 10 kills, managing to help them jump up. It was a game of, you often see that in game 6, right? Obviously, like, people just putting their pedal to the metal and going, well, you know, this is it. We can't play conservatively anymore. We really have to just do everything we can. And they played that initial position near the train tunnel so well. And then, honestly, Boogie Borders had it much harder. So the fact that they got that many kills and then still took out the win, honestly, one of the more impressive games we've seen out of a team in APAC-South.
Yeah, and as we can see, you know, we've been
wonder what their
calculating
total
the points
kill
and seeing
count
what
was.
teams are overtaking and what's happening here, but the replays are just showing
13
the immense
kills in
talent
game
that
6.
our region has. And if we take a look, we're going
46
to show you
kills overall in the
what
lobby
we
from
really
Boogie
are
Borders.
here for, and
That's
looking
insane.
into the series points.
Holy.
We've been talking about bonus points and series points. You know, if teams place, get 3 wins in a row, they'll get some bonus points. If they're, 50 points ahead in the leaderboard before, the second place team, they'll get some bonus points. I don't think we're going to see anything like that coming up in our scoring. But look, guys, I'm not trying to gloat, right? But Boogie Borders were my team. Just saying.
I knew this was coming.
I felt
saying.
Just because you picked the right team doesn't mean,
Damn.
it's gonna be all
Hey, you know
I
what?
will take
A
my
top
payments
3
after
for
this
Legends for a tough first and 6th game for a team that has not been able to scrim as a full 3 for a while. In a lobby with BGB and Lightning Unicorn, who both looked very, very good today. I think that's pretty solid for them as well.
Prime location in the ring. This is a team many have been hyping. Perhaps the only concern
But
could be their
BGB,
chemistry
they looked
together.
great, man.
You can
Lightning
see it is
Unicorn
already
also
going to be a
looked
well-oiled
very,
machine
very
for
solid. The
I mean,
former
can we just-
Buriram
can we just
squad.
stop for a second and remember that Boogie Borders
Great day
rezzed
number 1. Kind of
2
surprised to
their
see
members
Divine
that game.
down
They
in
respawned
8th.
2 people and then
Really
came out
surprised
and
to see
won with, what was it,
Dreamfire
like
down in
13 kills
15th.
or something. That is up there with one of the best
But luckily
resets
for
we've seen
Dreamfire,
in
you know,
APAC-South history,
nowadays
honestly.
with the fact that
And
there's
they're
8
right
teams,
on
they
top,
still
of
got
course.
time to be able to
Fussy
qualify for
actually
land.
finally pushing out Easy Flash, and I mean, it's not really.
Wow, that
surprise
was a
when you
huge
saw the
last game for
kill
Fussy to be able to pass
numbers
up Easy
there. I
Flash
mean,
and
oh my
overall
God,
damage
Boogie
too.
Borders were like
Sheesh.
20 kills ahead of the rest of the lobby.
Yeah, I know we had kill leader, one of them with 8 kills on their own. So, like, it's just pays to show with a little bit of patience, even a map change, some comp changes and anything like that. You can
Yes,
take the leaderboard. Let's
surprised
take
to
a
see
look
Dreamfire
at
there
the major leaderboard
with no
here
contests.
and see where our contenders sit.
All day.
Right. There you go. 25 points for Boogie Borders. Lightning Unicorn, though, still taking second away from Legends Gaming after that early map 6 exit. So Legends Gaming, it's a familiar spot for them, guys. Top 3 back in the finals for the championship. Top 3 yet again as they look to make their own kind of case. And for all the other teams, of course, Group C hasn't played yet. Those teams will be playing double duty. A little bit heartbreaking for the likes of Kill Devil.
All right, chat. So that's our overall scoreboard.
Did play a duo.
All right. That's how things sit after 1 week. Next week, we've got a double session. All right. So next week it'll start same time for APAC-South at 11 p.m. on Friday night for us here on the East Coast. Y'all do the math for you on World Clock. But next week we'll be having another game in about an hour from now. Yo, Jaded, really always awesome to see you in chat, fam. If you are interested in watching APAC North, we'll be around tomorrow. That goes for the rest of y'all too, chat. We'll be back here tomorrow. We got APAC North starting an hour before we started today for APAC North, just like APAC, or just an hour before we did for APAC South. One series only. Also, Group A versus B for APAC North tomorrow. That's all we'll have as far as for tomorrow. And then Sunday, we'll have EMEA and NA. All right, chat? But I'm going to get up on out of here. I'm going to get me some sleep. Little man's got basketball practice and pictures for basketball tomorrow. So I'm going to at least try and get me a little bit of beauty rest before then. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Y'all are amazing, whether y'all were hanging out on the red app, the purple app, over on the TikTok for our watch parties. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Feel free to do the conversion for the world clock, depending on where y'all are at. Till we catch y'all back over here for the next one, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all. It's your boy Q, signing out.